Just let it shine through. Just let your soul, baby, feeling oh so silky smooth. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul glow. So glow.
That means that we punched our ticket to go try to win the Super Bowl, and that's it. We got one game at a time, starting at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Love y'all, boys. Love you. Love you. I'll go to war with every single one of you, every game, all right? Love you, 1-7. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Win.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have me douse, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. 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 It's showtime.
Welcome to Monday Night Uncensored. I'm your host, Tommy, to the highest degree to the TOP from the 313. And by my side is my main man, my toucan Sam, the one they call the Apex Man, and also known as Latino Michael. What's up, Mikey?
It is the day before Cinco de Mayo, so, you know, that works.
Guys, I don't know if you saw the thumbnail, but Mikey looks a little Latino tonight, but like I said, hey, I did it on purpose. I knew Cinco de Mayo was right around the corner, and yeah, man, I did that just on purpose. I like that tan you got going on in that thumbnail, man. Look at you, Mikey.
And
looking
summer,
sharp.
Get outside and, you know, get tan like that. Yes, yeah. Weston, believe in Bean Island.
Damn right. You
know, yes, we do have what it takes to win it all. I think so too. Absolutely. Really, we just need our defense to step up and make a stop. You know, we just need him to make the stop.
Yeah. Is that all?
When Josh gives him the lead, close the damn door. He gives them a lead every year. Close the damn door.
Wow, if defense can get a stop, does that happen in the NFL?
I don't know.
Holy crap.
We're live in 20 minutes.
That's right.
20 minutes is up.
Oh, it's been.
What's going on, Go Bills podcast?
What up?
You know, it is Go Bills. J Ham in the house. Sandra's here. Happy Monday to everybody. Yep. Oh, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I don't know. Have you been listening to a lot of the podcasts around Bills Mafia right now? A lot of questions about what does the IGB pick mean?
Dude,
Are you reading into it?
Dude, funny that they're all talking about it now that Tommy talking about it that weekend. Remember, if you recall, I was like, wait, hold on. You know, once I got I was like, the smoke cleared, and I remember I went on with Dan Mitchell that Tuesday, and I said, wait a minute, Dan, now hold on with the IGB thing. Like, this guy may have something here. And I do believe that. I really do. When you look at IGB and you look at his skill set, right? He's exactly what Jim Leonhard wants for this defense in a corner. He's a press man, 6'2", 190, physical. He's in your face. Played for obviously Ohio State, played against the best of the best. And I truly believe this guy has an opportunity to get that CB2 role in his first season. We'll see how it goes. But I feel like this guy is something to watch out for 100% in this offseason, this camp. And I think other podcasters, like you said, are now starting to go, wait a minute. Why did the Bills trade up for him? Why him, right? Why a corner? Why? And I know Bean came out and said the depth thing and all that stuff, but I truly believe there's more to it. And I believe it's because of Jim Leonhard and the type of player that he wants for this defense. And I think really, honestly, when you look at the offseason in whole, Mikey, free agent signings and the draft, we got physical players, aggressive style, good tacklers, speed. Like, we are going in a whole different direction, and I love it. I really do.
Yeah, and people are like, "Is it something to call out Max?" I don't think so. Honestly,
No.
I think in theory, I think you're going to see the corner sub out more often than you normally do.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
like we had the rotation with the edge rushers. You're probably going to see a lot of that with the corners too, especially if
I
we
heard that.
get many deep ones. However, I really honestly think I wouldn't be surprised in 4 years when IGB is ready for a new contract, Benford will be coming off of his.
Sure. That's a great point. That's a great point. And I want to get this comment. So if IGB wins and pretty much all last year's draft class is a complete waste. Well, so here's the deal with that. This is what happens, Spin. Unfortunately, like when you get a whole new coaching staff in place, which we did and especially a new scheme, because offensively we're the same kind of, right? We're Mikey, I think the leash is a little bit longer. Obviously, now that Brady is in charge, he can do what he wants with the offense. But I think the defense is what's taken the change, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so anybody we drafted prior, it's unfortunate, but those players were for what McDermott wanted, what fit in his scheme, the players that he drafted. And I'm not saying Harrison won't work out in the new scheme, but also you got to understand that this isn't anything new. When a new coach and a coaching staff goes to a team, they usually players they tend to move on from player and they draft their own, and that's just, they got to get players that fit in the new scheme. So you might see that. You might see players, Mikey, a year or two under this new coaching staff that may not be here anymore. They may not fit the scheme that Leonard wants. You know what I mean? They're going to try it, right, with the current guys they got. But I'm just saying, look, as far as Harrison goes, we'll see. I still have faith in him, but I'm not going to count what happened in the past against what they're doing now. If that makes sense. Does that make sense, Mikey?
Yeah, and I think also they have chess matched pieces now. If you got Xavier Worthy, you put Max on him. If
Absolutely.
you got T. Higgins, you put IGB on him.
Right.
Like, you now have matchup style players. You have a big slot like Gesicki, right? Against you go play
True. That's a great point.
Cincinnati. Throw Kilgore in there. You don't need to have D. Alford going up against Gesicki. Toss in Kilgore or Chauncey. Let him go up against them and put, we now have matchup chess pieces on the back end.
You're
We
right.
didn't have that prior to the draft. Also,
great point.
just say IGB does win. Doesn't mean that we won't see Max and they won't use him in different ways against
Put him in a
different
slot.
the different styles. Also, even if he does win and Max loses, just say that happens. We have no idea what TJ Sanders or Landon Jackson's going to be. They were hurt most of last year and playing out of position. So we may come in this year and Landon Jackson, everyone that I've talked to or have listened to, thinks he'll be a better 4-eye than he ever was going to be a defensive end, because he doesn't have that explosive step. He's more technical than he was explosive as an edge rusher. So he puts some weight on. He might actually be a good 5-tech 4-eye type of player. So it will be interesting to see. I wouldn't say it just Max is the difference of this group last year is a success or failure. We also had Haas, as Spen pointed out. We also have Deion Walker, as Spen pointed out.
True.
We have no idea if Dorian Strong is going to come back. He looked good until he got hurt. If Dorian comes back, great. If he doesn't, we have two young guys who are fast and, press man types, with, because we also signed Pride Jr. And that don't sleep on him as a
not
late
a bad
round
pick
guy.
either. Nope.
So
not a bad pick.
I like what they're doing, and I'm not looking at it as a slight at anybody on our roster before. I think they just want to have matchup style players where they can throw it out. Doesn't matter who we play. Jim Leonhard talked about wanting to dictate the defense to the offense, not the other way around. Having the ability to throw different types of styles out there on defense allows him to do that.
Man, great points you made there. Also, too, even if some of these players are just depth, Mikey, it's always great to have depth, young depth, by the way. All right, guys that can come in case of there's an injury, which we all know it happens here, right? So, no, dude, I love what they did in the draft. Let's get to that super chat. Let me get to that real quick. Every super chat, you know what's up. They get the trainer, the Bills trainer. Here we go. Appreciate that.
Yeah, appreciate you, Alan Alps. Says Max IGB will play outside. Benford will follow the best receiver. It's not a traditional nickel like before. You could play 3 quarterbacks 70% of the time. It's a chess match piece. KC did this in 23 with Watson, McDuffie, and Snead. Snead was the press man. Yeah. And who knows what they're going to do with Bishop and Chauncey and Alford and Kilgore and Hancock. Like, they have so many pieces now that they can just keep throwing at it. And I love that, because as we say here, every year we have injuries. We now we're deep and we have talented. Like, we don't have practice squad guys coming up to, take those. I like what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Hit the super
I got
chat.
another super chat. Yep. We got you.
Alan Alps, appreciate that. Says if you're blitzing a ton, you're going to need 3-4 excellent man CBs. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
Like that's really true. Wanted to hit Go Bills podcast here. It says incompetence of Pagula's what's holding his team back. Last time I checked, Pagula didn't play out on defense.
Yeah, like we always tell you guys, look, everyone sees things differently. Everyone has their opinion. Everyone sees the game different, all that stuff. But I disagree with those stuff like that, because Mikey's right. Like, when it comes to Bean, for instance, like, he's not out there, he's supplying he's getting the route, he's picking the players, or he's part of that process, but he's not out there coaching them up. He's not out there calling the plays. He's not like that's it. As far as his job, he did his job. It's up to the coaching staff to develop player development and to get these guys on the right track. Same thing with Gugula. Like, and you can't say, like, the one argument I got to say too, Mikey, with this whole, like, Bean sucks, Pagula sucks, bad owner. Look, man, how bad are they? We've gotten to the playoffs 7 straight years. We've gotten to 2 AFC championships, division games. We kept up with, we given the Chiefs, who are Super Bowl champions, the toughest fight out of any AFC team. For me, and I said this Friday, Mikey, I feel like the problem is no longer here on why the Buffalo Bills haven't reached the Super Bowl yet. I don't believe it's been roster related. Can we get better? Could have we gotten better in our rosters throughout the year? Of course. But you can say that with every team. I don't feel like, this team didn't get to a Super Bowl because a roster was weak, or Brandon Bean was terrible, or Pagula didn't know what he was doing. We had opportunities, guys. Let's be real. We were knocking at the door multiple times, and usually it was because of defensive failure or head coaching failure. And now we've moved on from that, right? And we've talked about this, Mike. We've moved on, and I still believe in this team. I do.
Matt Chatter, Mikey denies it, Bean supplies it.
Yeah.
Like, here's my take on that, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, what we've learned this offseason is Bean gives the coaching staff what they're looking for. Sean McDermott never would wanted Chauncey or any of those type of guys, or Jermaine Burton, or any of those type of guys.
No, or younger. He would have had
or younger,
recycled,
aggressive cover, man coverage type of players.
Nope.
What I've learned this offseason is Bean works with his coaches and gives them the type of players that they ask for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why look, when we were disappointed on the draft initially, like players that we wanted here, and we believe at the end of the day, right? This is Jim Leonhard's defense. Bean is not locking himself in a room and making the draft picks by himself. Like, this is what is tailoring around what they want. They all decided on. He's not going to get players that don't fit a scheme. That wouldn't make any sense. So clearly, Jim Leonhard has a plan, and you see it, Mikey. The one thing I'll say about this draft too, these guys that we're drafting compared to years past are way more aggressive as far as defenders go, way more physical, totally different type of players than what we've gotten in the past. Like you could see it, especially in the offseason, in free agency, like just the type of players, like what they bring, just a totally different skill set than what McDermott wanted or what he liked. So I'm excited for that too, man.
I'll tell you also, I think Kyer Elam would have fit this defense a whole lot better than what he fit McDermott's defense.
I agree because of his play style. Yeah.
I
And then,
know
the handsy, the on the ball defender. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The press man.
Press man.
Press man, physical defender. Jam him at the line. I also think the Mafia got frustrated because we went with TJ Parker, a run stopping with upside pass rusher. But when you don't have that big 330-pound run stopping nose tackle, you need to make sure the other people around you can set the edge. Like, correct. I don't think the Cassius Howells would have played as much in this system because they don't stop the run. And I think that's what Leonhard wants. He wants guys who can set the edge, stop the run, and still rush the passer.
Correct. And I think he's also hoping on or relying on the safe, like Kilgore coming down in the box or Gardner-Johnson. These are all physical guys that could come down and play in the box that get, to get to the running back if they get past that first level, right? Like same thing with Orr. Like these are all physical, fast, can cover both sides of the field, right? They can be anywhere. Michael Hoyt coming back is another guy that could cover everywhere on that line. So like, I'm not overly concerned about the run defense. Of course, I got to see it first, right? To see if this really actually will work without that true nose tackle. But I think that's the direction they're going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go Bills. Probably. I understand that. Like, it wasn't great that Pagula, sounded like, a dumbass inside of his press conference. But when we talk about it from an owner standpoint, it's his team. He can say whatever the hell he wants. He was trying to stand up for Bean and I think he just went the wrong way. But from an owner standpoint, he writes the checks. He's given Bean and McDermott everything they could have ever wanted. We're not limited because of him. We were limited by either roster or coaching, and we're going to find out this year which one it was closer to. So I don't put our playoff failures on our owner at all. Should we not hand him a microphone in the offseason? Yes, we should not put him out there or give him talking points and not let him answer open mic questions. Yeah. I'm with you on that, but he's not a bad owner by any means. He's actually what most fans would want. You're telling me you don't think Cincinnati or Cleveland or someone like that would love to have an owner like Pagula who stays out of the way for the most part and lets their guys do it and just writes checks? Yeah.
If anything, I mean, let's be real. Pagula gave McDermott probably more time than most. Than most. Like, you know what I mean? So let's be real. How bad of an owner is he? You know what I mean? He gave him plenty of opportunity. If I were him, I would, like I said, McDermott would have been gone a long time ago. So
we're not, whose fault it is. We're not drafting superstars because of Mikey. What Mikey wants, the Bills aren't allowed to get it. I need to start picking, shitty guys that I don't want and say that's who I want. So the Bills might actually take someone that I really do want. Right. Because every time I want somebody, we never get them.
But you know what? I think that can go for most of the fan bases around the NFL. Like, it's tough. Like, unless you're picking top 5, then maybe you'll get close. Who's in the top 5. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But like, dude, when you're picking 26th, 30th, like, it's kind of tough to figure out, be spot on the guy you want. You know what I mean? Like, so it's difficult.
I am not even close to on the same page as you there. Does McD or the Bills have more success? I'm more confident McD turning his career around than I am in the Bills. I am not.
I got to disagree
because McD's not going to walk into a Josh Allen.
Yeah, and what makes you think McDermott is going to change his ways on the defensive side of the ball?
10 years of doing it one way in Buffalo.
Right, doing it one way only. Like, I listen. Will McDermott go somewhere and improve a franchise, especially if one's? Of course he will. I believe in that. I think he's a great regular season team building chemistry kind of coach. You know, if a team's like a dumpster fire, he'd come there, clean things up, and get the team on the right path. But that doesn't make him a Super Bowl caliber coach, right? And we learned that here after 9 years, right? He has his flaws, which obviously I feel like cost us a Super Bowl. But no, I disagree, man. I think this team, this coaching staff, and you got to remember too with McDermott, he doesn't allow his coaching. He doesn't give his coaches a lot of room to, like, a lot of rope, right? He steps in right away. He makes changes right away. He'll take, he's taken over play calling at times over his DC. Like, there's things where he needs to correct if he wants to be a good coach, because you just simply can't do that. And I don't think Brady's going to do that. And that's one thing I love too. I think Brady's going to respect what his defensive coach is going to do, because that's his side of the ball, right? And I feel like McDermott overstepped his boundary with Joe Brady and wanted things ran the way he did, and really messed things up here. Because what do we have, Mikey? The offense was the only good thing here, and he's tried to step all over it. Like, that was the only reason we were going to ever go to a Super Bowl. The defense was in shambles. It was just broken. So I don't think Brady's going to do that, Mikey. I think he's going to trust in his coaches, let them do their job.
Yeah. No, feel how you need to feel. At the end of the day, Sean McDermott's a very good head coach. He'll get it. He'll get another head coaching job when he wants one. He'll probably turn the team around and do well. I don't know if Sean McDermott's ever going to be a Super Bowl winning head coach. That's all my only take.
Yeah,
so
I don't see.
We'll move on from McDermott. Matt Chad comes in and says, some other Bills analysts think the late round linebacker or is a steal. Is that wishful thinking? No, I do think he's a steal. There was some analysts who had him as a top 20 player in this draft. There was analysts who thought he should be the first or second linebacker taken.
Wow. Okay.
So, no, I think he's gonna be good. At the end of the day, it's gonna be I don't know if it's gonna come out and win a starting job day one, but I think you're gonna see him, late season step in. Like, our depth has gotten better at every level on the defense by this draft and what we've done in the offseason. And I know a lot of people have concerns about our middle linebacker position. I don't. Would I like to see another person so Buffalo Joe isn't the only one that we have? Yes. Whether that's bringing back Milano, whether that's bringing back Shaq Thompson. But here's the thing: Shaq Thompson wants to start. He's probably not starting.
Not happening. Yeah, if that's what he wants, it won't happen in Buffalo.
Yeah. We have a PR person. The problem is he didn't follow the PR's advice. He went rogue.
Yeah.
Shout out Go Bills podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
When the media puts the player in your mind, you have set who they're picking, and that's honestly, I just need to stop dreaming of the big 2-gap nose plugger. Obviously, I want that more than they do, because they have proven year after year after year they don't give two shits about that 20% of the snaps that's going to come from that run stuffing nose plugger. I mean, we have Mathis, who can play that position, who played it in college, so maybe they feel like that 12 to 16% of snaps that they would need they have that on the roster already.
They do. Yep.
I just don't get it, but okay.
Zion Logue too, by the way.
Yeah, they have Logue too. They have Mathis and Logue, who can do that. Do you think they bring back Cooks or Shaq? I have a hard time believing Cooks or Shaq are coming back. Shaq wants to start, and honestly, I don't know where Cooks fits in this room now.
And I would also say the Burton, inviting Burton to camp. Now, I'm not saying
he does well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. It's a player that
talent.
He has talent. Absolutely. So that's a player definitely keep an eye on. I just don't see either one of those guys coming back. The Bills kind of have shied away, not shied away, but they have definitely not, try to get a lot of former Bills players back. Like, there's a lot of Bills free agents out there, and a lot of them are on the defensive side of the ball, Mikey. A ton, right? That are floating out there still, and they have not. I have heard nothing. Right, Trey White, maybe his name came up once, but I still don't think he'll be back.
I'm thinking, I bet he walks into a better situation. The only good situations I can truly see him walking into is if some weird stuff happens, like with the Bills and the Ravens this year, to where Andy Reid retires, right? So maybe the Chief job's open, you know, or if the Eagles fire Sirianni,
right.
You know,
but that's,
you know, but those are the only, you know, or if Rabel steps down because of all this stuff.
Right.
Like, that's the only way I see him walking into a really good situation. Otherwise, he's going to a team that's drafting really high because they aren't great.
Correct. Yeah, it's rare.
Or Burrow, you know, maybe Cincinnati, you know, doesn't do well and they can the head coach, and then they, you know, but I have a feeling if they don't do well this year, Burrow's asking for a trade.
Yeah, that'll be or demanding the coach be fired. Like, I mean, like, enough is enough. You got to eventually move on from that guy.
I would have canned him last year and tried to get Joe Brady. I told you that from the beginning.
Absolutely. The Bengals should have. I said that the year before. I'm like, why are you keeping this guy around? Like, clearly he's not the guy for the job. Like, there's a problem there. They have talent. You can't say they didn't have talent on that team.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Andy Reid didn't win a Super Bowl in Philly, and he made adjustments in KC. Andy Reid didn't get to a Super Bowl in Philly, though.
He did get right. He did make it to a Super Bowl in Philly, and so and that's a great point, Mike.
Andy Reid never choked away 13 seconds either,
and he made it to Super. He showed that he had the ability to make it to one. If McDermott made it to a Super Bowl, I've said this a million times, I would have had way more. I would have had confidence in him going, okay, he got there. Let's say we lost it. Okay, like, he knows what it takes to get to it. Reid knew what it took to get to a Super Bowl. Right? He just needed another opportunity, and a player like Patrick Mahomes kind of helped. Right? A little bit of a different quarterback.
Mahomes, Travis Kelce.
Right. Just
Tyreek Hill. Like,
right. Tyreek Hill. Right.
I mean, he walked into a loaded thing too.
Right.
And he got his good old buddy Sean McDermott and trade him the all-world quarterback.
Right. Year 1, 2017. Exactly. So, but yeah, dude. And by the way, there's been coaches throughout sports that have done that as well. Larry Brown got to the NBA Finals with Philadelphia, and then once he got a better team in Detroit, he won the championship. So it happens. Flip Saunders never went, and he never. It didn't matter what team he came on. So
he was
some coaches are just not built, and he was a good coach. Yeah,
you know,
some coaches are just not built. Marty Schottenheimer's a great, if you guys, winning record.
Marvin Lewis.
Yeah, Marvin Lewis. But Schottenheimer has, like, you would think he won a Super Bowl. Like, he has an impressive win-loss, like, wherever he went. That dude won.
Very Sean McDermott-esque.
Yes.
Sandra comes in and says McDermott and a few others knew this would be his last season if he didn't get to the Super Bowl, and we beat the Jags, but it didn't happen. And someone said, you know, we were talking about earlier about how the defense couldn't close it out, and someone said, well, they did against the Jags, but the next week they couldn't.
Right.
Josh gave, as bad as the offense played, and there was 5 turnovers by the offense.
Right.
With 4 minutes left, we had the lead, and the defense couldn't close it out.
Right.
Let them march 80-plus yards down the field and score a touchdown.
And it wasn't like they were dynamic against the Jags either.
Yeah.
They got to stop. Thank you. You finally did. But the Jags still, you know, they handle their business most of that game. Let's be real. So, come on now.
Go Bills podcast. Yes, I believe people thought Andy Reid would win a Super Bowl at some point.
Absolutely.
Because he got to the Super Bowl.
Right. Which,
like, people thought he under delivered in Philly, getting to the Super Bowl and losing a lot of AFC's championship games, but I assumed he would get over the hump at some point. I hope McDermott at some point gets over the hump, but I hope the Bills get over the hump first.
Correct.
I would like to see him. McDermott did a lot of great things in Buffalo. A lot of really great things. He changed the culture. He turned the franchise around. A lot of great things to be proud of. And over time, I think, the fans will grow to really appreciate him. The franchise will bring him back at some point and, honor him and do all those things. Like he was great here.
Yeah, he was the part of the turnaround.
It was the time.
Yeah,
it was time.
It was time. Yeah.
Cross White and probably Cook off the list, but still signed Shaq. The problem is Shaq wants to start, and I don't know if he's coming here because I don't know if they're going to guarantee him a starting job.
Right.
He wants a lot of money and he wants to start. Two things that the Bills aren't going to just hand him. I always give this to McD. He never thought he would luck into Josh Allen. He thought he would get Mendoza and build a great defense and get blindsided by his greatness. Not his fault. No, but if all the rumors that have come out and all the whispers that have come out to where he felt that burdened by Josh rather than thanking his lucky stars to have Josh because he couldn't run his style of organization because Josh isn't that style of player. That's a bigger woe to me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You have a unicorn and you took it for granted and you felt burdened by it.
Yeah. Look,
don't know if it's true.
Yeah.
But if it is, that's wild.
We're not going to stick to this because I could be here all day talking about McDermott. My last statement to you, Bills podcast, because I think Go Bills is, he likes me. He feels like, I feel like he's a very supportive on McDermott. Here's my only true biggest knock on McDermott, bro, is look, man, when you're hired as coach, right? Usually you are either coming from, you're an offensive minded or defensive minded. When you're here that long, 9 seasons, I expect my defense to be one of the best in the league, right? It just like Joe Brady. Joe Brady's here 3 seasons and our offense is having issues, right? After 3 or 4, I'm going to go, why did we hire this guy if the offense can't get it together? So look, man, in order to win a Super Bowl, you have to be well-rounded. You have to count on the other side of the ball. And McDermott, the one thing he was a defensive-minded head coach. I should expect as a fan that our defense would eventually give us that moment, give the offense that moment of greatness, because that's what he is. He's a defensive minded, and it just never truly happened. And that was the problem here.
In the clutch.
In the biggest moments,
our defense failed.
It failed. And also, too, he had some questionable coaching.
Yeah, it's fine.
But that's it.
We move past that. Danger Zone says, hug your local Jets fan because most have playoff aspirations. We've been there. We understand it.
We get it. Trust me.
We were there for a long time. We understand it. And at some point, you'll find the right coach and the right GM, and they'll bring you out of the darkness.
Yeah.
You might need a new owner like we got.
You might need that. Or your owner just to stumble upon a really good GM that knows what the hell he's doing, because that obviously matters, and stay out of the way once that happens. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Spence says, if you bring in another linebacker, that means Buffalo Joe probably need to clear waivers to make the practice squad. I don't see that happening. I don't think we keep more than 4 linebackers either. I can see us bringing in a veteran linebacker though, and putting him on the practice squad as a depth guy. Someone like if Jermaine Pratt doesn't get signed somewhere or one of those types, I can see us bringing in those type of guys, like the Jordan Poyer this year. The guy who sat on the practice squad and waited for his time, and then we break glass in case of emergency, and we did.
Yeah.
We have enough on the roster now at linebacker, not counting, as edges. Yeah, no, we have 4. We have 4 that we'll keep. We have 6 currently on the roster. I'm excited about 3 of them. And Buffalo Joe's just solid. Like if he had to play, he'll just be solid. He's not going to be spectacular, but he'll be solid.
Yeah. I think he is who he is. Like he's not. I don't think he has like a high ceiling or anything, but
no, but he'll just be solid.
But he's going to go out there and do what is asked. You know what I mean? Like if you need him, So, but I don't know much longer he stays on the team either, though. Like they're going to eventually they're going to upgrade that and get better depth. You know what I mean? But he's fine for now.
We'll see what happens. Dan Jones says, can you guys give the Jets Mike White's phone number for me?
Whatever happened to Mike White? Where is he, by the way?
I
still around.
Probably on someone's practice squad. You know?
Yeah.
Matt Chai says, I'm willing to put aside how much I like McDermott for my own entertainment. Losing round 1 in the playoffs was losing round 2, really. It was the divisional round, was getting tired. Something had to be done. Yeah. Like at some point, you had to cut bait. You can't waste Josh's entire career trying to do the same thing over and over and over. We had to make a change.
Correct. Yeah. Plain and simple.
I really think we need to bring Cooks back. We need that true field stretcher still. Do you trust him to catch the ball? Because I don't know if I do. I'd rather take a flyer on Burton and hope that in Buffalo, because there's not a whole lot to do, he stays out of trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like all those guys just get together and go to each other's houses and hang out and do things like that. Maybe you put Burton in a situation like that and, he stays out of trouble and just does the right things and he can capitalize on that talent.
Yep.
Because I'll be honest, like Cooks and Josh started to have that connection, but at any point when Josh throws him the ball and there's like some sort of contested catch or something, are you going to trust he's going to come down with it? Because last year he dropped it many times.
He dropped it from I think the very first pass. He was fumbling. Remember that? It was like a sideline catch and they ruled it complete, but then they went to the thing, the replay. Yeah.
Wide open.
Incomplete. Wide open. He's like, oh, he did it all season. Like when we got him, there was nothing clean. I don't know what it was. I don't know if because he was not used to Josh Allen, but it just was never clean with him. No, it was never clean.
Danger says DraftKings has Princess at negative 230 for round 2, Tommy.
Yeah. So yeah, we had our battle today.
And hello, Matt Gallas. I have no idea what they're talking about.
No, I don't know.
Burrow was injured those seasons. That's why they didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, but okay. So, and somebody brought that up either. But what about when they're completely healthy and they start off the season 0-4, 0-3, 0-5?
Last year he came back and they had a chance and he melted down the stretch.
Correct. Had a chance versus us. We eliminated them, I believe. Right?
Yeah.
Right? He threw 2 interceptions, like
2 bad interceptions.
Bad interceptions. So come on, like, look, man, it is what it is.
But also, the best ability is availability. At the end of the day,
yeah, exactly.
If Joe can't stay, you're paying a guy that much money who can't stay healthy.
Yeah, right.
And it's not just one thing; it's multiple things. Toe.
It was his wrist one year.
Yeah,
right. It was his wrist,
like a thumb ligament or something, throwing the ball.
It was his toe, right? Which is the most oddest thing. His toe got hurt. I mean, we got a quarterback with a broken chip floating around his foot. Yeah, I'm staying in the fucking game.
he played on a torn UCL and his throwing arm.
You're right. I forgot about that. Jesse got
70-yard freaking bombs.
Right.
So
yeah, dude.
Jay Ham says it's funny because Zach Taylor's the last coach standing in the AFC North. I know, isn't that wild? He's the longest tenured coach in that division now.
Yeah,
isn't that wild?
This has to be his last. I would be shocked if they miss the playoffs again or get booted early in the playoffs. Like, you got to move on. You have to move on.
I disagree with you there, Spin. I mean, I won't be happy if we made it to the Super Bowl and we lost, but it's absolutely different than losing in the divisional or a conference championship game. It is way different.
Way different.
Should we be bummed Kelsey returned, or could he continue his downward trajectory? I don't see how Kelsey's going to go back to Fountain of Youth. I just don't. Everyone talks about Mahomes being ready. That would be wild if he's ready. They're talking about him being ready for OTAs.
Yeah. He has youth on his side, and he's not like an older player. And, today's medicine and rehab, and it's possible. We've seen it.
Torn ACL.
I know.
It's tough. I get it. 6 months? That's wild.
It's wild. But we have seen players that return early,
He's a cyborg.
Right, right. Adrian Peterson's prime example. That dude ran for 2,000 yards.
Built different. And maybe Mahomes is just built different,
Yeah, maybe.
McDermott doesn't make the catch interception call, that was a better.
Yeah, but how many
version of
excuses are we
McDermott in
gonna?
2025. But no, listen, I said I thought that was the best coaching job McDermott's done since his first year here when he broke the drought.
True, but even his best couldn't get the job done, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter about a single catch. It doesn't matter about an interception. You got to get the job done. At the end of the day, you had 9 seasons. That's our point.
Is it McDermott's fault Josh turned the ball over? No, but did he really have to go for it there?
Right.
Like that was his call.
Correct.
Well, we had no timeouts, and
13. I think it was like 12 seconds or something.
12,
it was like no time.
Yeah, it was like with an aging kicker who doesn't have a big leg. So I didn't understand what we were doing there.
I had no idea.
So I mean, we can go down. Listen, McDermott's a very good coach. I think it was time to move on from him. I thought it was time to move on from him 2 years before that.
Absolutely.
I didn't want to doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different outcome is the definition of insanity. So
rinse and repeat, Go Bills podcast, and we needed a change. We needed a different vision and a different scheme. Most importantly, on defense, it had to happen. And if you notice, Ryan, and I know we're going to move on from this, but if you notice,
we're trying.
The very, very first thing they kind of did outside of hiring Joe Brady was get a younger defensive-minded head coach here, or defensive coach here, that switched the whole defense around. It wasn't like they went out and got, hey, let's stick with the 4-3, because that's what the players are using. They went out and yo, we need to get young, innovative coaches here. We need to switch this whole thing around. That tells me that they knew the defense was a major issue under McDermott. That's why they did that. I mean, look at that whole staff, Mikey. All innovated, all young. Now they brought in obviously John Fox as an senior assistant coach or whatever to oversee, talk to these guys. But for the most part, it's a complete change of the defense. So that tells me everything I need to know. They didn't stick with the same scheme.
Last playoff game, 3 or 4 careless turnovers we did. I wouldn't say 3 or 4 careless turnovers. He had 1 careless turnover.
Right.
He had one turnover that, he made the throw. He tried to fit it in somewhere and it was picked off. He had one where his receiver had the ball and it got yanked out. Like he had 1 careless turnover.
Right.
Now, you want to say James Cook had a careless turnover? Yeah. He just dropped the ball. No idea what he was doing.
Right. Exactly. And once again, 30 points, guys. Like I keep telling you guys this. Look, man, 30 points should do it. Let's be real, right? I mean, unless you got a terrible defense that's giving up more. And if you look at the history of our games in the playoffs, our defense is allowed almost 33 points a game on average. I mean, that is ridiculous. Like you're counting on your offense to constantly score 35 and be just electric so that means the offense could do no wrong. Like it's you got to get help at some point. Your defense needs to play a role. And for as bad as you guys were talking about in that Denver game, once again, me and Mike talk about this all the time. 5 turnovers, blah, blah, blah. Still scored 30 points. Still took a 4-point lead with 3 minutes left. Once again, the defense could have made a stop there. They did not. They gave up a touchdown. Right. So
okay.
That's it.
This is the last thing I'm going to say about this in Go Bills podcast. We can agree to disagree on McDermott and what's up. To put it was because the offense was struggling and put the defense right back on the field is the most asinine thing I've seen you say yet.
Yeah.
We're watching this game completely different if you feel
totally
the offense was the reason that we were losing those games. 3rd and 14, if it was one time and the offense was doing that, fine. But it happened for 10 straight years. 3rd and 14s, 3rd and 17s, 3rd and 9s, 3rd and 12s, 3rd and 18s. It didn't matter. He always gave them up because he played that soft ass zone defense.
Correct.
But I'm done talking about it.
No, you'd be done. It's over.
Yeah.
We've gone down that road for years.
And he's gone. And here we are still talking about it.
Yeah.
The technology and the ACL injuries are healing faster and faster year by year. Wouldn't be surprised if in 5 years it's only 2-month injury. That's wild too. If that's really the case.
Yeah. I mean, technology and medicine now, everything they're doing for sure, man.
You don't need to unsubscribe. We can agree to disagree. If you
go Bills.
If you feel that way, I mean, you do you, but That's a crazy thing to say. You felt the offense was the reason.
God.
But okay. Do you?
Yeah, I'm gonna
wish
have
nothing
to.
but the best.
I'm gonna.
Oh,
have,
excuse me.
I have to hit him with that. I'm sorry.
Okay. No. I'm sorry you felt that we attacked you. That wasn't the case.
Right.
I think it's wild when you score 30 points, you think it's the offense's fault.
Yeah, that's.
I guess it is. They should have scored 45.
Right. Jeez.
Yikes. Okay.
Sorry, brother.
All right, Tommy. What do we got on tap for tonight? That went sideways quick.
Boy, oh boy.
Oh, excuse me.
That went sideways quick.
Yeah.
I
Whoa.
thought we were just having a conversation.
I did too. What happened there? Jeez, way to go, Mikey. You know.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt his feelings. I wasn't trying to down talk him.
Oh my God. Yeah, dude. I look, man. Some people when you go with certain
okay.
Yeah, they get
I feel bad that he felt I was attacking him. That wasn't the case.
He probably has like a
I was just answering
McDermott
his
sign
question.
football or something.
I don't even hate McDermott.
No, I'm
he's a
just
good
saying
coach.
maybe he met him or has a signed autograph and his uncle or something. I don't know.
If he really is leaving, I wish him the best.
Yeah, I wish you the best, brother. Oh, nothing but love here. Look, we've said this a million times, and I'm going to say it for another 1,000,001. Everyone sees the game different. Everyone has their opinions. We respect everybody. Hey, we'll give our opinion. You guys give yours. If we didn't respect your opinions, we wouldn't put them on the goddamn monitor and respond. Like we're just responding to what you're saying, and we're having a friendly conversation. But if you don't see it that way, that's okay. But we're not that kind of podcast, man. We listen to everybody. And we're not forcing our opinions down your throats.
I said your take was. I wasn't saying you were. And if you felt disrespected, I apologize. That wasn't my intent. So, I'll leave it at that. You know.
Okay.
Wasn't meant to be disrespectful at all.
I don't want to hit any more of my video clips. So let's move on. We didn't mean to offend anybody. We're sorry. If you want to unsubscribe, I can't force you to be subscribed. But hey, I don't know. Let's move on. Let's move on. That got weird.
I went sideways quick.
Yeah.
I've never made someone so mad at me that they've unsubscribed, Tommy.
Hey, post unsubscribe. That takes every day. Yeah, dude. Come on, man. Don't be like that, dude. We're friendly here. Everybody, we all joke around.
Post unsubscribe.
Golly.
Right.
Yeah, so let's get to the so we're caught up with the chat. Okay. Mikey. All right, so let's get with the first thing. Let's rank. We have a couple things on tap. We are an hour 50 minutes in. Okay, so we got time. All right. So, let's go ahead and rank the Buffalo Bills most impactful drafted rookies from the 2026 NFL draft class. Mikey, let me zoom that in. All right, is that good? Can you see it, Mikey?
Yeah, Spin's like if Mikey's gonna call anyone asinine, he would pick me to do it too, right? Spin sits in here and just trolls me.
Boy, that word triggered him. Asinine. Yeah. Boy, I've been called way worse, or I've
so have I.
Okay.
Go read our comments. People are not fans at times.
No.
But if it triggers them, I don't want to trigger anybody. If it really did hurt, if you really did feel disrespected by it, that wasn't my intention.
Yeah.
I don't see how you look at the offense who scores 30 points a game and say, "Oh, it's their fault the defense gave up 3rd and 14 because they didn't hold the ball long enough."
Correct. Like I said, we could sit here and talk about it all the time, but the offense always, for the most part, there was a couple games that I would say, Mikey, that it was a team loss. The offense didn't show up, the defense didn't show, but for the most part, the offense always handle their business. They always put up damn near 30 points or more. So, but anyways, is he still in here? I think he's still messaging. What do you say here? I don't want to make him upset.
Out of respect for Tommy. We appreciate it. And it wasn't meant to be an attack at you at all.
Absolutely. He was just talking about your
comment.
He was responding to you. Yeah, responding to your comment. We're not.
You felt I disrespected you. Again, my apologies. That wasn't my intent.
Yeah. And I think on that subject, to be honest with you, Go Bills, look, we'll have to agree to disagree. And that's why sometimes we say that so we don't get to this situation where someone takes something, personally. Mikey's, trust me, he's a great guy. There was no ill intention there. He didn't want to, disrespect your character or anything like that, dude. It was just whatever. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. Anyways, let's move on. Let's get to this because I don't want to keep going over that. And it is what it is, bro. Like
a lot on the field, too, in my opinion. And I don't disagree with that, Jada. If you want to say the offense left points on the board, I still believe 30 points should win you a game. Regardless.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Unless the offense is giving up, pick sixes and easy touchdowns and putting
the defense in bad situations.
Bad spots, but
right.
Most of the turnovers came in our own side of the field.
Correct.
Yeah. The only one that didn't was the fumble right before the half.
Yep.
All the other ones came on our side of the field. So,
and it's not about just one game, by the way. Oh, Mikey is an asshole.
Oh, excuse me.
I'll take it. Appreciate that, Spin. That's a term of endearment from Spin.
Yeah, nice guy, Spin coming in.
That's a term of endearment. Man. So I'll give Spin one of these.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, that just like totally derail things here. We're gonna get back on track. We're a little derailed right now, Mikey. I gotta get the train back on the tracks. Can we get the train back on the tracks here?
Like I never mean to, disrespect anybody. That's never my intention. I come on here for entertainment purposes, not to piss people off.
Yeah, I get it. Like, look, man, we joke around on here a lot, man. I don't know if you're still in the chat, but dude, we this is not the kind of podcast where we're trying to fight back and forth with our chat. Like, we have a good time and laugh, and people make fun of us, and we make fun of people. Like, it's all love, dude. It's all love. We're all here for one thing, man. Talk Buffalo Bills and have a good time, bro. So,
okay, well, what do we got, Tommy?
All right, so let's get into it. All right, ranking the Buffalo Bills' most impactful drafted rookies from the 2026 NFL Draft. So, if you had to guess, who would be number one? I know you said a punter, and then before we went live, do you want to change that? Do you want to?
No, who's gonna probably be the most impactful person? I truly believe the most impactful person will probably be our punter because he's gonna be in charge of holding for the field goals and putting us in good field position and flipping the field.
I mean, I don't hate it. And, he has a great name, Tommy. I mean, I get why the Bills draft him, just the name alone.
I'd never even put 2 and 2 together.
All right. So TJ Parker coming in at number 5. What do you think about that? Now, by the way, this is Buffalo Lowdown. Shout out to them. This is their article.
I'm surprised. I would have him higher.
Have him a little higher? Okay. All right, so let's see who number 4 is. Skylar Bell. What do you think about that?
Higher.
Okay. There's your Tommy Doman coming in at number 3.
Okay.
And you're saying 1. Okay, so number 2 or.
Okay.
So do you want to guess still who's 1? Yeah, one more time. Let's see.
Yeah, it's going to be IGB.
IGB. It is IGB.
And I would have had it Doman 1.
Okay.
I would have had Parker 2. I would have had Bell 3. I would have had IGB 4 and 4 or 5.
Okay. All right.
If you're trying to tell me, unless Orr wins a job outside, he's going to be a special teams only guy this year.
Yeah, and he's not. Well, actually, they have him on. Number 2. See, I don't know. Orr's an interesting play. Like, well, I'm going to tell you right now, man. this offseason, this training camp is going to be very interesting with some of these battles because, I'm just saying, like these are players these are picks that are that Leonhard wanted, right? These are his guys. Last year's guys aren't his guys. You get what I'm trying to say? So very interested to see what happens in camp. Obviously, we're going to put the best players on the field on game days, but it's going to be interesting. I think there's going to be some battles at camp for sure, Mikey.
Yeah.
All right. So we're done with that. And anybody, you guys want to? What?
No. And I didn't take anything that you said disrespectful. And if you took something I said disrespectful, I apologize. As a defensive player, I guarantee you, those defensive players, not one of them thought it was Josh's fault. They all said it after the game.
Yeah, he blamed himself.
Himself, and even the defensive guy said he's going to have games like that randomly. Like, how many times did he carry them out of the fire this season?
Right, exactly. Or since his time of being the Bills quarterback. I mean, you're going to kill him on one game where he didn't have his best performance, but what about all the other games where he absolutely took this team on his back? I can't kill the guy for one game where he wasn't the electric Josh Allen that we know. You know what I mean? If you really look at the playoff run, Josh Allen is one of the best quarterbacks in the playoff. Like, since in the league, like his stats will tell you that. Like, so yeah, it wasn't his greatest performance, but with that being said, we still put up 30 points. 30 points should give you a win. It damn should. Right? If our defense even averaged 27.5, guess what? We win that game 30-27, 30-28. Like, we're not talking about it anymore. Right? So, look, man, we can go over this. I think we're going to have to agree to disagree. But you know what's great? You have a podcast, and I know because I've been on your podcast. Right? This is why, and I always tell people that I know. You could voice your opinion on there, and you could tell your audience the way you feel. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what we're doing here. It's just opinion based, man. It's opinion based how we see it. That's all, bro.
And it's wild. You can absolutely look at it that way. And I said that earlier. Go Bills. Maybe we should be mad that they didn't put up more than 30. But should you really expect your offense to have to put up more than 30?
Correct.
That's the wild part. Or maybe you just accepted the defense wasn't going to be that good, and you expect your offense to put up as many points as they need to win. And if that's the case, when you have a defensive-minded head coach, that's my concern. That's the side that's supposed to be elite. Is the defense? Right. If your head coach is defensive-minded, you saw it with Belichick. You saw it with with Mike McDonald up in Seattle this year. You saw it with Pete Carroll. All those guys that did get there, it's because on defense, their side was locked down. McDermott never had that. He had that year one in 2017. Yeah. And if you want to put the first AFC Championship game on the offense when Josh was still really young, okay, I can give you that. But once that core got older, he never really replaced them. And he tried to run the same scheme for 10 years.
Correct. Yeah.
So,
and I want to say a thing too about Seattle last year. If you watch that Super Bowl, I'm sure you did. Seattle's offense was not really doing good. They were, putting up 3 points. They weren't electric, right? Mm-hmm. But what happened? Their defense carried them until they got going and they won. Like the defense, you have to be well-rounded. You have to eventually count on either side of the ball. So, by the way, same thing with the defense, Mikey. Let's say it was the opposite way. Let's say the defense was always electric, right? Like giving up, 16, 17. Let's say we had the Texans. Perfect example. Texans defense last year, Mikey, was it elite?
Oh my God, yes.
How was their offense? What happened? What happened with their offense?
They lost because their offense just kept coughing it up.
Right. So
the defense would get it back and the offense would cough it up again.
Right. You gotta be well-rounded, especially in the playoffs, if you want a chance into a Super Bowl. You have to be, right? Because there's going to be a game like the Denver game where things aren't going as expected. You got some turnover. That's where your defense goes, yo, we got your back. You know what I mean? But it just wasn't the case. But anyways, Mikey, I know you want to move on. Let's move on.
It's fine. And to hit his comment here, I've always said, I don't think that last game was on McDermott. That was the best coaching job he's done since his rookie year.
Yeah.
I really honestly believe that. I didn't think we were going to let him go. I thought he's coming back for another year. They decided to go in a different direction, and I wasn't upset by it because I would have fired him 3 years before that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's all.
But I appreciate you watching, man. There's nothing but love, bro. We didn't mean, to
disrespect. There's no disrespect by it.
Exactly.
So, okay.
All right, let me get rid of this list. By the way, guys,
I gave you my 5, right? I flipped them.
Yeah. So if you guys have a if you want to rearrange this list by any way, let me know, or at least let me know the number one most impactful rookie you feel is going to be this season. Put it on the in the chat. So I do have something else. We're going to run through these pretty quick tonight. Let's see here. Let me get rid of this. All right. Let me add the next one, Mike.
Really, that's the best part about these podcasts, right? You have one. It's it's just to have the conversation with people. It's like a bunch of friends hanging out at a tailgate talking football. That's the whole point of this channel and what I do this for.
Yeah.
I don't pretend like I'm the smartest guy in the room because I'm not. I'm a fan just like everybody else.
Exactly. Yeah.
You don't need to apologize. That's the best part about this. You don't need to apologize. And if I came across that I disrespected you and you felt disrespected, I apologize. That's on me. That wasn't my intent, though.
Exactly. Yeah. It's never our intent, bro. Okay, you ready? Okay. So next article I got is 4 Buffalo Bills under the most pressure to improve in 2026. So before we get to it, who would your 4 be? And this, by the way, is by SI.
Under the most pressure? Okay.
Yeah, 4 Buffalo Bills under the most pressure to improve in 2026.
Okay.
To improve, correct.
Max.
Harrison, okay, that's 1. Mm-hmm.
Bernard.
Okay.
That's 2.
Mm-hmm.
TJ Sanders.
Okay.
Is 3. And a sneaky one, Alec Anderson.
Ooh, yeah, I like that one.
But they'll probably say Keon. Right.
I would think, by the way, I have not looked at this. So
they'll probably say Keon, but I really believe Alec Anderson should be 1 because I think he has a chance to win that job and make some money this offseason.
I do think Keon will be on here. He should be on here.
Do you think he's more than one of the 4 I named?
I think he's one of the, I think he should be on there. Like I said, I haven't looked. I think he should be on there. God, who else?
Oh, you think Bishop? Bishop is unique one to have on there. I thought Bishop proved himself last year. But okay.
I did too. Yeah. I thought Bishop
continue growing. Maybe he's looking at it from a continue to grow into that all-pro. Because that's his next step.
I would say Harrison.
I think Harrison is absolutely his 1. Because now he's definitely fighting for his job with IGB in the house.
Exactly. So I'm going to go Coleman, Harrison.
Ooh, great one. Bass.
Oh, that is a good one. You know what? I'd probably put him on the list too because I'm worried about him. They got to bring in another kicker. You can't at least to compete, right?
Yeah.
God, who would be the 4th then?
Who
would be my 4th?
Torrance is trying to get paid. I can see
most
Torrance
pressure to improve. Yeah, you're right because he would, but I'm not going to put him on there. I'm. You know who I'll go with? I'll go with Dorian Williams.
Dorian's a good one. Can I take a non-player?
Yeah.
Our new DC. Jim Leonhard.
You're right. If it was his coaches. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a great. Yeah, because boy, if it
it's gonna be Brady, it's gonna be Brady, and it's gonna be Jim Leonhard are the 2 coaches that
you're right.
have the most pressure to improve.
Especially, I'll say this too, especially if our run defense is still shitty, Mikey.
Oh God.
Like we're still like towards the tail end of the league. It's gonna be a problem.
Bean.
You know why? Yeah, everyone's gonna be talking about this draft. And why we didn't draft McDonald.
And especially if McDonald comes out and is just a stud for the Texans, which I think he's gonna be. He landed in the most perfect spot for him with that front 7. His 2 elite edge rushers, he's getting 1-on-1 all day on the inside.
Landon Jackson, that's a good one too.
Oh,
though I'm concerned about him. Yeah.
You
I'm
know,
concerned about his
Bass,
history,
Anderson,
his injury
Coleman,
history.
Landon Jackson. That's a good setup though.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I thought I was bring Prater in as kicking consultant. I'd have Prater just chilling in the suite, waiting for Bass to get hurt or do something wrong, and then bring him back
Dude,
down.
I had no
was
problem
money.
with Prater. He was money, dude. For the most
God,
part,
I loved having him.
he was clutch, dude. He was clutch.
Take one more step. Okay. Yeah. If he takes that next step, you know, he could be in the all-pro combo. You know, Bishop was great last year. And now he has Jim Leonhard, a former safety, back there coaching him. I can only imagine how much better he could get. Oh, Groot, Oliver, Keon, and Bass. Oh, that's good. I like those two.
This is a good boy. The chat is really live with this.
This is a good combo
article.
Everyone has a different four. Everybody has a different four. You know. Yeah. Wow, that's a good one, Walter. I like that. You're always giving him the business. He does. Even when Tommy's on his best behavior, which is rare. Tommy's rarely on his best behavior. Landon Jackson, yeah. Landon's a big one. Torrance got to improve in pass pro. If that's the last piece for Torrance, if he improves pass pro, dude's breaking the bank at guard.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, because that's his one area he needs to improve on. Yep.
What's going on?
What up, G-Pig? How you doing, brother?
All right, G-Pig, as a Chiefs fan, you tell me, who are the 4 Bills under the most pressure to improve in 2026? As a Chiefs fan, looking from the outside in. Let me know.
There you go. Let us know before we get to these.
The claw.
Oh, because I was giving the claw to Princess today in the
you know who else it could be? Hoyt coming back from injury.
Ooh, right. And he had a decent contract too. Or if people want to see
Bernard coming back from injury. You know?
Right. Yeah.
Could it be Bradley Chubb who just got paid?
I'll tell you what too, because you hit it right there with Hoyt, because people are going to go, oh, another bad sign. Like if you know what I mean? If he doesn't show out or do anything, they're going to go, oh, another terrible signing. But if he shows out, then we're going to go, okay. You know what I mean? He's everything. This is why we brung him here. And I think he fits awesome. Perfect in this new defensive scheme. This is tailor-made for Hoyt.
This is what he did in LA.
Yeah,
that got him the bag. It has to prove it's McDee's scheme and blow up in sack numbers. You know, Oliver just needs to stay healthy. I'd like to see him stay healthy. Absolutely. Who's Gordon? Says Coleman, Gordon, Oliver, Bernard. Who's Gordon?
Gordon. I don't know. Maybe he probably misspelled something. Who's Gordon?
I don't know who's Gordon is.
Maybe he meant Groot.
Groot, yeah, maybe.
Definitely
need to get more pressure in sacks. That's oh man, Shorts. Me and Tommy talked about this. Shorts was someone
that was
I really wanted to.
That was my go-to for sure. That would have been my number one. No disrespect to Leonhard, but that would have been the go-to defense coordinator.
We would have stayed in the 3-4 if we would have kept if we got brought in Shorts. But I was okay with going the young guys. I wanted new schemes. I wanted fresh minds, creative thinkers. Now that's what both of these guys are. Even though Oliver's been healthy, he disappears like everyone else on the D line when we played the Chiefs. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Was it truly an Oliver thing, or was it a scheme thing? Because the scheme in the playoffs and the big ones, they stopped being creative.
And aggressive. It was just I don't know. This season, guys, what we're expecting out of the Leonhard defense, out of this defense, is way more aggressiveness. Yeah. Exotic looks. And what he likes to do is to basically have a lot of disguise plays to basically confuse the quarterback. Like that's what this defense is about. A lot of motion, a lot of different looks, a lot of different fronts, right? Like, guys coming back in the box, getting back out, you know what I mean? Like, so he likes to throw a lot of different looks and curveballs at the offense to basically confuse them. McDermott didn't do a lot of that, right? He wasn't throwing a lot of exotic looks out there. It was kind of the same, type of defense. The bend don't break, not going to give up a big play. Mikey's talked about this numerous times. We're going to probably give up some big plays this year because of how aggressive we're going to be playing, and that's okay. We're okay with that. You know what I mean? But it's just going to be a different look all around.
Yeah, it's not going to be a death by 1,000 cuts. It's going to be big plays.
Correct.
If we get beat, we get beat. They're not going to keep
Right.
Josh off the field at the end of the day.
Correct. Correct.
G-Pick says Coleman, Bishop, Kincaid, and James Cook. We need him to improve his ball carrying and hold on to the damn ball.
Yeah, you can't have those fumbles. He had the most fumbles last year for a running back.
Cato said Benford staying at an all-pro level.
That's an interesting one, I will say too, because Benford's now switching to a man defense where we don't know yet, right? But I have faith in a lot
of man last year, and he looked good last year in the man.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he can adjust. He's that type of player, but we'll find out.
Jarrett comes in and says,
"Hey,
Chubb, Moore, Sanders, and Carter. If we don't go to Super Bowl, if these guys don't pref good at level." Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
DJ
I'm
Moore,
not a fan of
that's
Carter.
one that we haven't talked about yet. DJ Moore is under pressure to come in and show that last year was a down year because of all the extra mouths they were feeding. Now he's back to being the number one.
That's a great point too. Yeah, because once again, we're expecting him to be the one, right? Fans are expecting him to produce. That's a great one.
Yeah. James Cook needs to work on. Yeah. He definitely needs to learn to hold that ball. Something no one's talking about is the Bills losing Reggie Gilliam. I'm worried about the fullback position. I was too until recently when I saw that we signed two. Both of them more athletic than Gilliam.
Yes.
Which I'm excited about because we're, bringing that aggressive, athletic, physical freaks in-house. I'm excited about it.
You got the guy we drafted who's a tight end / fullback, and then they just got the guy from Philly who is like a unicorn as well. The guy could play. He's even played defense, Mikey. The guy from the Eagles. He's played everything, like every position almost. Special teams, defense, fullback. So he's jack of all trades. So we brung in two fullbacks to compete for that job. So I think we'll be okay in that.
Ooh, that's a good one too. The strength and conditioning staff.
Right. Yeah, it should be on the goddamn list. You're right.
If we're talking about non-players, so we have Leonhard, we have Brady, we have the strength and conditioning staff, and we have Bean. There's our four. Gilliam was excellent on special teams. He was a four core special teams player, and was really good on offense.
Absolutely.
And he was elite at the tush push pushing Josh.
Oh, dude, he was the guy. Yeah, he was the guy. Absolutely. I hope the guy, whoever we bring in, can at least get that down right? Because we're going to need that.
Josh
we run that a lot.
Stopped with Gilliam behind him.
No.
I'm excited about. I wish I didn't want to pay Gilliam the money the Patriots paid him. I don't think we used them enough to make our return on investment on that, but I'm happy for him. I just wish he would have went somewhere else.
Right. NFC or something. Yo, what up, Keys?
In the house. Doing a show. There's my ride home. Listen, got me working 5 days. That's
those
rough.
bastards.
Thanks, Keys.
Let Keys stay home. Damn it.
Right, Keys. I need you to bring this up on your show. I need to know who your 4 Bills players under the most pressure are.
It's been a hot topic. I didn't think normally I bring these up. We're zooming right past, right? This is really
Tom,
people are very.
If they add this to their show, you need to let me know so I can hop on and listen. Otherwise, put it in the comments, Keys.
I
need
will.
to know
Yeah,
who
definitely.
Your 4 are.
Yeah, Keys, you heard that. If you're still listening, man, definitely. I'm very curious who you got.
You don't need to see a lot of I formations. Yeah, you don't see a ton. They need to be able to be big on special teams. It's why Gilliam was so impactful for Buffalo. And it's why I'm excited about these other 2 new guys that are coming in. Both of them have size, speed, strength, great RAS.
Experience.
So I'm excited about them. Throwing draft picks at defense the past 3 years for Vic D might have been a blessing in disguise. It could be.
Maybe
I'll tell you one thing, JM. We talked about it at the very beginning of this podcast. Is we definitely have all kinds of different types of guys in our room. So we have the matchups and the different schemes that we can play. So if it's a little fast guy like Worthy on the outside, throw
Harrison out there.
If it's a big guy like T. Higgins, throw IGB out there. We have those matchups. We have the matchups at linebacker. We have the matchups at DN. We have the matchups, really D tackle. The only thing we don't have really is that big 2-gapper. But you can look at Mathis and Logan, hope you can get that 12% snap share from one of those two guys.
True. Yeah. And I actually like what I saw from Mathis last season when he did have his opportunities. He wasn't a bad, and actually he was pretty good going out of college. Like he was a highly scouted player, Mathis. He's not like a bum player that we just, you know what I mean? Like the guy has some upside to him. So we'll see what happens with Mathis.
The New York ass man plate. Yep. He's always up in Josh's ass, pushing him forward.
Oh, the ass man. The ass man.
Yep.
Hey, you're the ass man.
On Josh's ass, making sure he got the first down. Yeah. It's wild.
All right. You ready for the list?
Defensive tackle, Woods plays fullback as well. Yeah, I know. Isn't that wild? Got a fullback and a defensive tackle in one. You got from New England, Tonga. He plays fullback as well. Yeah. Let's see who they
all right,
say.
Here we go. Yeah, this is SI. We all had our opinions. Let's see what good old SI has to say. Are the 4 most players that
I
the
never
most
agree with these fools.
All right,
Bernard,
Terrell
he was on my
Bernard.
list. He was on my list.
There you go. So Mikey's happy right away. Bernard was on his list.
No, I mean, I don't know if I'm happy about it, but No,
but you made it. Right? They're agreeing with you. Let's see here. Keon Coleman. I said Keon Coleman. He's on the list.
I thought he would be on the list. I was hoping he wasn't.
So I'm
not. Because I have zero expectation of Keon.
Okay. The third player, Dion Dawkins. Anybody say him in the chat? Did anybody?
No.
I thought I saw somebody say Dawkins earlier.
No, I did not.
Really?
Dawkins.
I could swear I saw somebody say Dawkins in the chat. But maybe
I
not.
imagine we probably agree on more than you think.
Right. Trust me. Me and Mikey disagree like 75% of the time, by the way.
Yeah.
Like we don't trust me, we're not always on the same page.
And
like,
we're nicer to each other on video than we are in our texts.
Oh, big time. Big time.
Remember when they signed Mathless weirdly quickly? Yeah. And, I heard that from a lot of people too. When we didn't go McDonald in the first and we went, a lot of people said they did sign Mathis quick, so maybe they really didn't feel like they wanted that position.
Right. Yeah. Yep. That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right. You ready for the number 1? Number 1, DJ Moore. Didn't you say Moore? Or somebody said Moore?
I didn't.
In the chat.
Yeah. A couple people said DJ Moore.
Oh,
I think
Jarek.
Was
yes,
original.
Jarek. There you go, Jarek. Yeah. So I got 2. I believe, out of that. All right. So,
I think I only got 1.
One, right? Yeah, I did not pick Dion. That's for sure. I got Keon and Bernard. So you only got Bernard, right?
I only got Bernard. Yeah.
Oh man. So would you agree? But their list, what would you say? Is there a guy there that you're like, I wouldn't put him on the list?
I wouldn't put Dion on the list.
Want to put Dion?
As bad as Dion didn't play last year, like he wasn't all pro Dion. Dion was still really good.
I think so too. Like I don't think he's as bad as everyone.
He had a couple really bad games.
He had a couple games where it just seemed like he was lost for some reason. Like almost got concussed. Like he was just standing there. It was odd. But guys, in the comment section, do you agree with Dion? Do you agree with this list? And do you agree with Dion Dawkins being on this list? Just curious.
I mean, let's call a spade a spade. 3 of the 4 being offense. Maybe go Bills had a point to point out the offense.
You're right, because there was only what, 1?
Maybe I should have.
Bitch.
Maybe I'm the one that just was asinine during all of that. Like
right.
Like maybe I'm looking at the offense through rose-colored glasses.
Right.
That's wild.
Yeah, that is wild.
I would not pick 3 of the 4 on offense. I get Moore, but to have 2 of them wide receivers too, Moore and Coleman, is wild to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not saying Max is crazy. To not say Sanders, who was a second-round pick last year, our first second-round pick last year, is crazy.
I think Maxwell Harrison definitely should be on
That's
that
me.
list too. I'm with you.
I had Anderson there under the pressure because we lost Edwards, who got paid, and we have 2 new guys.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He was just flag happy. And he was just bad. The thing was, I don't think he was flag happy. I think it was just bad times. He's picked like the wrong times to get the flags.
Yeah.
Let's just pray to God we don't see Elijah Moore end around or screen this year. Elijah Moore. I pray we do, but we see it with the Eagles, not with the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
All right. So you want to get to the next one?
God that Spags doesn't figure out how to unlock Kyer Elam. Jesus.
Let's get to the next.
Mother of all mess ups.
Let's see if this is
right, Tommy?
What? If what? I'm sorry.
If Spag unlocks Elam.
Oh my God!
Wouldn't that be the mother? Like you thought that the Chiefs fans were horrible when they were just kicking our ass in the playoffs all the time,
right? Getting our former first round pick
and turn them into something. Oh God, we would never hear
the reason why I kind of don't think that is because he did get another opportunity in Dallas. I heard good things coming out in Dallas, and he still wound up being cut later on in the season. He actually started for them, and wound up getting cut later in the season. So,
but I'm not overly fond of their defense. Their defensive coordinator wasn't the greatest.
No, I get it, but still, like if you're good, if you got it, if you're good.
He also started because all the other defensive backs were hurt.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. Like I said, this is for me. This is probably his last opportunity to, prove he can be useful in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Even a depth piece, right, on a roster. Because if he can't make it here and gets cut, he probably won't get another opportunity elsewhere.
Yeah, or he'll be a practice squad,
or he'll be a practice squad guy for the rest.
Guy. Adam comes in and says no one's expecting anything from Sanders. See, I think that's a mistake. He was a second round pick last year. We should expect something from him.
I still do. All the rookies from last year, for the most part, are still question marks. Like I'm not gonna say great or bust already. We got to wait to see. So Sanders has a lot of upside. Like there's some really good qualities to what he does on the field. Right, he needs to work on some stuff. So we'll see. I still think he's also out of position when he was on the field last year too. So
if you want to drive to Detroit, Tommy will let you crash with him.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm moving out in 4 months, so it might be in my car, so you don't crash in my car.
I'm going to predict Bell has a hell of a season, and he may. Tommy doesn't live in Buffalo. Tommy lives in Detroit. I live in Cali.
Yep.
Well, that feels like a list of players who've been in the headlines most rather than necessarily most pressure, right? That's how I looked at that list. We just bashed the Chiefs for trading up for McDuffie when they could have just taken Elam. Right. I have more confidence in Spirit Airlines being resurrected than Elam.
Jeez.
Ouch.
Jeez.
Ouch. That's
all right, Mikey. You want to get to this one now? Let's see. 3 Buffalo Bills position battles no one saw coming before the NFL draft. So, what do you think? Who would be on here? Position battles that no one saw coming before the draft.
Corner.
Okay.
Corner's going to be one. No one saw IGB and Harrison fighting for
it. Yeah. Yep. I'm with
you. Safety. I don't know if any. Everyone thought Chauncey was just a locked in next to now with, Kilgore and all the guys there. Like there's going to be a battle back there.
Mm-hmm. Maybe linebacker, maybe. Or
yeah, probably linebacker is probably the other one. So I don't think anyone expected us to go the linebacker like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So we have corner,
everybody
safety,
in the chat.
Linebacker. Anyone on offense? What about punter?
But that's special. I guess. I think the Tommy guy might win that one though.
Safety, corner, left guard. Everyone knew left guard was going to be a battle. Because we had brought in Austin,
true. I didn't think about the guard. Yeah.
But everyone knew that. So no one saw coming. I think it's corner, safety, and maybe edge with Parker.
I'm gonna still stick with linebacker on my third one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
All right.
Let's
We'll
see.
wait for the
Let's
chat
see
to catch
yeah.
up.
You
Yeah,
know?
before we start scrolling down.
Never in my life I've seen a KC draft the top cornerback in the draft. Love the dude's attitude. Very excited for the future. I hope Josh doesn't torch him. I hope Josh does torch him. Baptize him by fire, right?
Yep.
That's the one thing I love about Spags. Very much what we're doing this year. A lot of younger guys going to be playing and baptized by fire in the regular season, so they're ready by postseason time frame. You know, you got to take your licks. McDermott wouldn't put guys out there until they were ready. Like,
yeah, he was picky about that. He would rather sign AJ Klein, right, than go with a younger. Like, that's just the way, and that's what I mean about the change, guys. Like, you know, we're not. This isn't kind of a rinse and repeat thing, right? We're getting younger, and we're going to trust in these younger players.
And I don't think it's just Harrison versus Alford for nickel. I think it's Harrison versus Alford versus Hancock versus Kilgore for nickel.
Yeah.
Wide receiver 3. Oh, that's a great one, Adam. Wide receiver 3.
That is good too.
With
right.
Bell and Palmer
Keon
and Coleman
and Palmer. Yeah.
You know,
I mean, where do they sit right now? If we started week 1, what would you think in the receiver?
It's DJ, it's Khalil, and then it's probably Coleman.
You think Coleman over Palmer right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
We don't know what Palmer is at all. Like, the dude
I have no
played 3 games for us and got hurt.
I'm with you. I have no I don't think, I'll be honest with you. I didn't care for him when he was with LA.
He's a sneaky one. That's a good one.
But that is sneaky. That is sneaky. And by the way, too, you know what's interesting, Mikey? Just because you start week 1 at a certain part of the depth chart doesn't mean by week 3, week 4, they're moving things around. I mean, I'm just saying, like,
what we start, I think is going to be different by the season ends.
That's what I'm saying.
I really think Bell is going to be wide receiver 2 by season end. Like, it's going to be Moore and Bell on the outside with Shakir on the inside.
I think Bill has a major upside to him, man. High ceiling player. Yeah, I think it's crazy because usually when I hear rumors about, you know, the Bills interested in this player, they had a couple meetings with this. They never wind up drafting that guy. Like Skylar Bell, that talk, Mikey, was around for like 2 weeks before the draft. That Bell conversation, I heard it everywhere, and they drafted him. That doesn't happen a lot. You know what I mean? Usually it's kind of hush hush, but I think they were high on him from the get. It seems like.
Yeah, and that's what I'm excited about, Walter. You know, these young guys getting a chance to go out and play. Sandra dropping some news on us. Dawkins had an injury to his left foot in a walking boot.
Yeah, he took a picture using a walking boot. But once again, we don't know what it is, and we're in May, so I'm not concerned.
Spence at QB2.
Yeah, QB2. All right, you ready to see this list? Let's see the list. All right, let's go. All right, here we go.
All right, what do we got?
Number 2. No, number 1 we missed. I don't know how number 1 we missed.
No, it was number 2 corner.
Number 2. Sorry, number corner. 2 corner. Number 2 corner.
Yeah.
All right, so we said that. All right. Fullback.
Oh, that's a sneaky one. You're right.
That is. It is. You're right.
They're right.
Yes, they are right. And I didn't even think of that.
Although I would probably put wide receiver 3 as ahead of fullback, but that's a sneaky one.
That is a sneaky one. Number 3 receiver.
Wide receiver number 3.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Number 3 receiver, and then 4th one. That's it. That's it.
Just the top 3.
Yeah, top 3. Huh?
So okay. they didn't say safety. They didn't say linebacker. They didn't say nickel corner. Wide receiver 3, I absolutely agree with. Yeah.
If you could add one more, what would you add?
Wide receiver 3.
If this was 4 Buffalo Bills position battles.
Nickel corner.
Okay.
That
All right.
like that was a sneaky one. I wasn't
The
expecting.
fullback was sneaky.
I thought
wasn't
we
either.
had Harrison, and then we were going to draft 2 later round rookies. So I thought it was Harrison and Benford at the 2 corners. I thought it was CJ and it was Bishop set at the safeties. I thought our room was pretty set with Alford in the slot, right, as nickel. Then Hancock, they moved him to the nickel. He's not even going to run safety. He's running full-time nickel. And then we drafted Kilgore, and I just didn't see that depth, man.
Yeah, I'm with you.
NFL going back to Smash Mouth. We 5 deep at running back. Did you hear Andy Reid talk about your rookie Emmett Johnson? Said he looks like Shady. I mean, that's high praise.
That's a great compliment, considering you knew him very well.
Yeah, that's a high praise.
Yeah, that Shady won a ring there, didn't he? I think Shady won a ring in Kansas City, didn't he?
He did.
I believe he did, right? Yeah. So pretty good. All right, I got the last topic for tonight, which is the main topic, Mikey, of the night. Have the Bills, done enough, to get to a Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl, right? So that's the main
We don't
topic.
know.
No, I know, but it's still the topic. We're going to get to it. This is a question mark. Do the Bills finally have what it takes to win a Super Bowl? All right. So we're going to bring up this article that I have. Obviously, we won't read the article, but we're going to go through the questions that they have. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. So Bills big picture questions. Does Buffalo have enough to reach new heights in 2026 and a Super Bowl? So here we go. Number 1, can Joe Brady help raise the Bills playoff ceiling? It's a good question. Mikey.
I want to say yes. And here's why. We saw offensively that they had the high ceiling. The training wheels are off him. There's no handcuffs on him. He gets to make the decisions now. So, I do believe, and bringing in Pete Carmichael, who has the experience, Super Bowl winning experience as an offensive builder.
Yeah.
What's the one area we talked about Brady where we thought he lacked? Drawing up scheme, right? We thought he was great.
For me, player strengths as well, like understanding what you got in the room. I felt like he needed.
But we thought he did a good job calling plays based off of what was there. So now you have Carmichael in the room building the offense to players' strength, and now Joe Brady's just calling.
Right. Correct. Which is perfect because Carmichael's going to understand maybe a little bit more right now of what he has in the room to work with and actually build up an actual offensive scheme where Brady then can go, okay, like you got these guys. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm going to. So, and I also think Brady's leash is long. Like he's in charge now. There is no short leash on what he can do and not do. You know what I mean? Like what he can do and not do. Like that is over with. So I'm with you on that.
Not only that, but you saw Carmichael build it in multiple locations, not just one. You saw him build it in with New Orleans, and then you saw him help build it in Denver as well. So what he brought in, and on the defensive side, John Fox and the young defensive coordinators that are position coaches now from college, Jim Leonhard, he brought in youth and aggressiveness. And as Spence says, the depth is sneaky improvement.
Right. So what do you guys think? And I blew that article up a little bit more, but what do you guys think in the chat? So Mikey says yes. Can Joe Brady help raise the Bills playoffs? I'm going to stay out of this one.
Absolutely give your take.
Yes, take. That's good. I like
That's
that.
great though.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about can Joe Brady help raise the Bills playoff ceiling? I'm with Mikey. I wasn't initially crazy with the hire, but like Mikey said, with the Carmichael hiring and then obviously the rest of the coaching staff, I think he's building a good core around him, which will make him a good NFL head coach. At least that's what I'm hoping for. So I'm going to go yes on this one. I think he does raise the ceiling. And he also, I think also too, he's a player's coach a little bit more than McDermott. They already said the energies feels a little bit different with him. And, so I think you're just going to get a different kind of vibe and energy from the players too, that they're going to rally behind him. So I'm going to go yes on this one. I think he can. I think he will raise the ceiling. What do you guys think? Put it in the chat.
G-Pick says, as long as Josh Allen's there, the Bills will always be in the mix for Super Bowl. Surround him with turds, and he'll just polish those turds. You know. Yeah. JM says the thing about Pete is he said himself that his job is to implement Joe Brady's offense. You're right, Pete, but Joe Brady's offense is designed off of Pete's offense.
Correct.
And Sean Payton's offense, because that's where he learned was under those guys. So yes, Joe Brady's, vision, but Pete's going to be putting together the game plans and the schemes and the things that Joe ain't great at. Pete's there to help him. Yeah. It's ultimately Joe's offense. It's ultimately Josh's offense, as Joe Brady likes to say.
I also want to say that about John Fox too, who's also going to obviously his specialty is defense, but overall he knows the game very well. Guys, been to 2 Super Bowls. He coached 2 teams that were dumpster fires and got them in the Super Bowl within 2 to 3 years. I mean, so a guy like that is awesome to have around, especially with a young coaching staff like this. So I like those 2. I really do. Because, Carmichael won a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Fox has been to Super Bowls. So I think it's perfect, Mikey. I really do. That's why I'm good with this.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think?
Walter says, I'm skeptical of the defense because I don't see overall improvement talent-wise, like a lot of people say. Depth's important, but that raises the floor, not the ceiling. See, and I think you have to take the overall talent-wise, which I do think we are way more talented. Listen, we have 9 undrafted or unsigned free agents that were on the Bills defense that played significant snaps last year that are still unsigned. Kind of tells you about where we were at, roster-wise last year on the defensive side of the ball. McDermott made chicken soup with chicken shit. Like, say what you want about that defense, and yes, it crumbled at times. All those guys are still free agents for a reason.
Correct.
But those were the guys that he wanted. Those were McDermott guys.
Those were McDermott. Yeah, those were McDermott players that he felt fit his scheme the best,
Yeah.
Also, cultural, he wanted certain guys that fit his culture, the Bills, his culture that he was building in Buffalo. He didn't really want guys that were going to, speak above him or, guys that were, that's why Diggs didn't last long here. You know what I mean? When they got into a thing, that's why him and Dable didn't get along towards the end, because Dable was not that kind of coach where he's going to back down from. So it's just different.
Yep. Okay, let's keep going through. Yeah. He, Spin always says something that gets us riled up.
Hey, I always talk too much. Come on.
Tommy gets behind in the chat. That's Tommy's biggest thing. Word is Keon Coleman has turned the corner. I'm ready to see the new Adju Coleman. If the dude gets his mentality in check, he's dangerous. You saw flashes from him. I'll believe it when I see it. I've heard this song and dance before.
G-Pick, the guy I was talking about earlier, Jermaine Burton, that we were invited to camp. Bro, they're like the same guy. Like, as far as like they're off, like their immaturity. They both have
immaturity. Yeah, not the same
wake
guy.
Up. No, I'm talking about that part. The mental side of it, the maturity level. They're not the same player. I feel like Burton is way.
Keon doesn't get in legal trouble.
No, but Burton didn't really. Burton was more about but in NFL he was. That was in college. NFL, it was he missed the team flight and he was called at the casino, like stuff like that. It's dumb. It's immaturity. You know what I mean? So those are things he needs to get. But it's talking about a player. Burton is way more well-rounded as a player. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying they both need to fix that part of their game.
Yeah. JM says the overall game plan for games will change now. I can see high-flying offense with risk-reward defense. Wouldn't be surprised if Josh hits 50 TDs this year, especially with the comp this year. Yeah. With Moore and some of these other guys, I can absolutely see us bringing back the deep ball. That's the one thing McDermott took out of Josh's arsenal was the deep ball.
Yeah.
He hated the risk. McDermott
hated the risk. And we know, by the way, Allen is capable of it, because if you look at his first, 4 or 5 seasons or whatever, he was in 4,000 yards. We were throwing like that's part of his game, right? And you can't take away stuff from Allen's game, right? Like running the ball. Like he's always going to be that kind of, you know what I mean? And I felt like McDermott at times tried to take that away from him. Allen, you just gotta let him be what he is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it can go one of two ways. Go Bills. At the end of the day, you could be the Mike McDaniel, be buddies with them and not command any respect, or you can be the Kyle Shanahan or the Sean McVay, who's buddies but still a hard ass at times.
True.
You know what I mean? So we'll have to see which one Joe Brady becomes. Is he, him and Josh talk about it. They said, we're close, but I can get on Josh and keep him accountable when I have to. If he can keep people accountable and still keep that fun, loving, friendly nature, then that's going to be the best of both worlds. That's what Sean McVay does. That's what KOC does. That's what, like Andy Reid's more stoic. He's not really buddies, but he's pretty easy going. He's hard on you, but he's easy going and lets people be themselves. So it'll be interesting to see how Joe Brady, manages that this year.
Right. We don't want a Mike McDaniel situation here, right? Where you're letting players walk all over you and no accountability. Yeah. Like
John Fox in the room.
I don't think that's going to happen either.
Carmichael in the room.
The veterans and the veterans that are here too. The players, they're not going to just let it get out of control like that. No.
We all, it's also Buffalo. They have a culture kind of built already. I don't see it changing that much.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo as a QB, in my opinion. Okay.
You'll represent somewhere else, probably next year. You know what I mean? Like
he was a great ambassador for Buffalo. McDermott was fantastic. The issue with McDermott is when it came crunch time, things just got too tight. His players have said as much.
Yeah.
That was my only issue with him.
Yeah.
I wish he could have gotten over the hump and got a Super Bowl. I would have been happy. I was leading the McDermott charge when he got hired. I told Tommy how how excited I was to have the guy.
Yeah. Yep.
Keon just jokes too much. He was a young kid,
He's a young kid. Yeah.
The secondary is more talented without a doubt, but the DL, I don't see it. At D tackle and linebacker, we lost our starters, Jones, Milano, and a Chubb from Bosa. No, I disagree with the Chubb to Bosa as a lateral move. Bosa was absolutely a horrible run defender. Run defender.
He was. Yeah, he would get caught up out of lane, out of position. Even the first game, remember he even said it, like he kept getting caught up,
kept crashing.
It just kept crashing. It just wasn't his strong suit.
Yeah.
And he didn't have, at the end of his career here, which he didn't have the same athletic ability to get back into the play. It just wasn't going to happen.
If you want to say their lateral move from a pass rush, okay. I think they're both between 6 and 10 sack guys. So, okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. But from a run defense perspective, no, not even close. I'm not overly upset about us losing Shaq or Milano. I'm real excited about seeing Dorian in this new 3-4 system as an inside linebacker.
Yeah.
The dude brings the lumber. And then I would love to see or take over the other side too.
Yeah,
and
me
have
too.
Two big thumpers in the middle.
Yeah.
And then maybe use Bernard as the dime package linebacker. Maybe on the rundowns, those two big guys are in the middle, and then do it a chess match and bring in Bernard to be that dime package cover linebacker. Because he's so small, it will only help him stay healthier.
Yeah.
What's going on, Robert? Welcome.
What up, Robert?
Represent and demand respect for the city. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that at all.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing that I will say. That I always said. Mikey said too. When there was a lot that happened in Buffalo. You know what I mean, with the whole thing that happened at the supermarket, and then with Dalton Kincaid's brother. with DeMar Hamlin. I felt like he did an excellent job rallying everybody, the troops.
Right.
He did great for the city. He represented very well. I'll never say he didn't. Like, the dude was he's a good person, right? I never said he was a bad guy. I just feel like his time was up. That's all. His time was up, and we needed to move on. And that's what we did.
Thank you for popping in, Ronnie, and commenting.
Appreciate you, Ronnie.
Yeah. Off the topic a little bit. Von Miller says he wants to play him, but I would absolutely entertain it.
Sure.
For a
If it
vet
was
minimum,
a cheaper deal. Yep.
let him
Absolutely.
be the Jordan. Let him be the Jordan Poyer this year.
What do you have? 8 sacks, 9 sacks last year or something?
9 sacks last year.
Yeah. And not only that, you're bringing in a guy that can help younger players. Like we said that the first time we signed him. Like he's not only bringing his talent, but he's also bringing his mind. Like where people, defensive players, edges especially, and even the linebackers could talk to him and pick his brain. So I absolutely would welcome back. And he has a good relationship with Brandon Beane. So I wouldn't be shocked if he was on a vet deal.
Okay. And Walter, okay, if that's how you feel about it, I disagree. But we can agree to disagree on that. I think he doesn't have a lower floor than Bosa for big plays. I'm excited to see what Chubb looks like in this Jim Leonhard scheme. Also, coming back year 2 off of the injury, they're always better in that second and third year.
The thing with Bosa, Walter, the only problem with Bosa that I had, and Mikey knows this, is Bosa was great when he first got in the NFL. The problem is with Bosa, he just, once the injuries started happening, he lost his explosiveness. And his production, if you look at throughout his last 4 years, was not good, even when healthy. Like it wasn't awful, but it wasn't good. If you look at Bradley Chubb, he's kind of in the same boat with the injuries. However, if you look at the same last 4 years, when he's healthy, he's still productive, right? He's still getting the high sack.
On a horrible Miami defense.
And a horrible, yeah. And he was still, he had 11 sacks, 8 sacks. So that tells me that he's still in his prime and maybe at the tail end, but he still can produce when healthy. Bosa, the problem was, and we saw it here last year, was he started off good, but you could see the age and the injuries start to kind of creep into the tail end of the season, and he just didn't produce when we needed him the most, and that was in the playoffs. He just was a non-factor. So, I think Chubb, if healthy, he's a good, well-rounded edge, and I think he's going to produce.
Yeah, and go Bills. I just don't know if Clint Kubiak would have been an upgrade either. I think Brady and Kubiak are on the same level. I don't look at Kubiak as some step up from what we have in house. But I've been a Joe Brady guy since we hired him. So
yeah, I'm not. Look, Kubiak.
Like he has
I was
a good
on board
name,
with them, but we'll see.
We have no idea what he's going to be.
We have no idea exactly. Like could he be the next Ben Johnson in Chicago and turn that team around? And possible. I don't know. Time will tell. Same with Joe Brady. We don't know what he's going to be as a head coach. Right? Mikey's right. Like we'll find out. For both of them.
And honestly, I think if you look at the best representations of Buffalo, I look at Josh.
Oh, absolutely. Never throws anybody under the bus.
Yeah, but Sean was great. Like that side of Sean was fantastic. He built something here, and you have to respect that. It was just time to go separate ways. How it happened was kind of wrong, and me and Tommy talked about this. Like, I didn't like how it happened, but it needed to happen.
Correct.
When you bring in Vaughn, you probably need to cut Solomon. Maybe.
There might be some cuts. It is what it is.
Unless Vaughn's willing to take that Jordan Poyer role and go on the practice squad and just wait for an injury.
Yeah.
Also, there's no guarantee that Hoyt's going to be ready to play right away. So maybe Vaughn takes that spot until Hoyt's ready, and then you figure out what you're going to do.
That's a good point. Or maybe they're not willing to rush. They're not willing to rush him back so quickly.
Yeah.
That's a great point, actually, with Hoyt. Yeah, I can see that. You're right.
I'm just saying we're splitting hairs to pick between the two, which is why I say more.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's fine. I think Chubb is a step up over Bosa, me personally. And I'm a Bosa guy. I liked Bosa. I was stoked about the signing. I was disappointed how he fell off at the end.
Yeah.
Chubb got stronger as the season went. Bosa fell off at the end. To be honest, go Bills. I think Brady's just as good as Clint. Clint just doesn't have Josh Allen to be overlooked as a good coach. Yeah, when you have Josh Allen, he makes a lot of coaches look good.
Right. Correct.
Patrick Mahomes makes Andy Reid look like a flipping genius.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joe Burrow's keeping his head coach a job.
Absolutely. Yep, I'm with you.
It's when you have those elite guys like that, Lamar, kept Harbaugh the job for years.
He tried. Yeah, he tried. Right.
Say what you want, Harbaugh wasn't great. A lot of the times when they lost is because they went away from what they were strongest at during the year in the playoffs. Like Lamar also struggled but they tried to do different things. They didn't lean into what they were best at, and that's a Harbaugh issue, not a Lamar issue.
Correct. Yep.
I feel on the same wavelength. Yeah, it happens from time to day. As coaches, Marvin Shaw. As coaches, yeah.
Sure.
Oh,
well,
God, Kyle.
We haven't had a lot of them.
Fred, Kyle, Josh, you nailed it there. Those guys. And then if you want to go back further, you have Steve and Biscuit. They're big in the community. Kelly
Kelly is big in the community. Yeah,
now,
he's
Thurman
big
now. But back in the day, they weren't. But Steve was always big in the community back in the day.
True.
Yeah. So same with Bennett and a bunch of those guys. So, I'm with you on that. But players, Marvin and Sean are the two biggest.
I would add Willis McGahee to that. No, I'm just joking.
Stop it. You and your guys. Is it Ken Dorsey next? Man, we need another Bills Chiefs AFC Championship game this year. Yeah, I would love to see it. And I'd like us to see us finally knock off, the Empire to get there. To be the man, you got to beat the man. Stop it. Trent Edwards.
No, fuck that guy. I hate that guy.
Jason Saxer's legacy. He could be, but if he's getting them for the Bills, I don't care. Also, Burton could take Shaver's spot on the roster. Might be.
He could. I mean, Shavers isn't even going to be ready anyway. So
yeah. It's like
Sherfield's really a special team. So I mean,
Sherfield, Burton, McCole Hardman. There's a few of them.
Forgot about Hardman. You're right.
A few of them battling for that last spot.
Yeah. Yep.
Fact about Mahomes. Going to be different. Going to be interesting to see how Brady handles it.
Absolutely. I'm with you.
But he could be as good as if I was him. I would follow the same way Sean McVay did it. Tell Jim Leonhard when it's defensive side, you're the head coach. When it's offense, I'm the head coach. Like
exactly.
Worry about your offense. Why he's managing your defense, because you have John. You have John Fox there who can help him.
Exactly.
Or say, John, on defense, manage this. Why I deal with this? If you're because for the first few seasons he had Wade Phillips, and Wade Phillips ran the defense while he dealt with the offense until he was ready to and figured out how to do both. I would not try to do it all at once.
Nope. There's no reason to juggle everything. You got to trust in your DC, right? You got to let him do his job. Now, if he's not, then you're going to have to be a head coach to step in at some point and correct that. But for me, stay in your lane, get that offense going, right? And let the defense do what they got to do.
Yeah, Super Bowl hero Hardman.
Yeah. Oh man,
that is asinine blasphemy.
You're spin.
Always got to stir up drama.
All right, you ready for number 2 on this?
Yep.
So we started with number 1. All right, and me and Mikey say yes to that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, number 2. Let's see what the number 2 is. Will changing the defensive scheme change the math on defense?
God, yes.
These are really good questions, by the way. I like this.
Yes. We're going to have 5 at the line of scrimmage. We're going to play a lot of bump and press man, and that means you're going to put more in. You're going to have quicker outs. As long as your corners and safeties and stuff can hold up, you're good. It's going to change the math. Absolutely, it's going to change the math.
Yeah,
Because it's
this is
not really
good-
going to be a
yeah.
3-4 scheme. It's going to be a 5-2 scheme.
No, I'm with you, and I think they mentioned that actually in this. I think because I scanned over it a little bit, but this is a good one. I like. This is why I picked this for tonight, Mikey. These are pretty good.
We should have started this earlier. Like we're
No,
we're
I always like it later because I want to get the crowd staying here. Don't want you guys disappearing on me. Leave the good for the last. Even though we've been pretty good tonight. We have some good articles tonight.
It's Bennett, not Cornelius. That's
there
awesome.
There you go.
That's awesome.
That is pretty cool.
Kid,
that is pretty cool.
I like that name. That's a good name.
But
yeah,
all right.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I do think it's going to change the math.
Yeah, I do too. All right. Let's go to the next one. So the next one.
I also think it's going to unlock at all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to unlock Deion Walker. I think it's going to unlock Groot. Like I think changing that scheme to bring more games and pressures and different attacking style, I think it's going to unlock a lot of these type of players that we have that we always thought had really high potential, but they never seemed to get there. I think it was scheme related. I think you're going to see a lot of it unlocked.
They actually mentioned sort of what you're talking about right here at the end of it. It says, above all else, the defense ability to adapt to a new scheme with mostly returning personnel will be another key determinant of the Bills' ceiling in 2026, which is true. It's true. Will they adapt? Will they adapt?
Greg Rousseau's Groot.
Yeah, Groot. Yep, it's Greg Rousseau. Yep, correct.
Saving the best for last is not asinine, but it is because you're gonna make me rush through my answers. I gotta go eat.
You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
We'll go to the next one. 3. How might the wide receiver room look, and could this be a setup year?
How might the wide receiver setup? Yes. God, yes. I think it's gonna be a setup year because I think obviously Moore's gonna bring instant impact because he's an older player. But with Bell coming in, with what they're expecting out of Keon, and knowing Palmer's going to be gone next year, and we're going to keep building that room. Yes, I think it's going to have a impact, but I don't think this is going to be the best version of that wide receiver room. I think in 2 to 3 years is going to be the best version.
Yeah,
and that might be when Moore ages out. Actually, before we're there, because I don't think we're going to ignore it. I think we're going to keep adding to it with the likes of the Bells and things. So yes, I'm with you. I know.
Look at this
with me.
Look at this. It says here over the last 2 years, among their regular receivers, the highest snap percentage belonged to Keon Coleman, who plays 69.9% of snaps in the games in which he appeared in 2024. The next closest was Mac Hollins in 65 in 2024. The Bills have not had a 70% plus receiver since 2023, when Diggs and Gabe Davis were above 82%. I mean, Mikey, yikes. That has to change, right?
It's going to change. It's going to change.
Yeah.
You're going to see so much more. Is going to get probably about 80% of the snaps.
And look, it says it right there.
Going to get 80% of the snaps.
Yep.
And then the other guys are going to fill in after that. The Bells and the Colemans and the Palmers, they're all going to fill in. Those 3 are going to fill in for other snaps. But you're going to see the majority of the targets going to Moore, Shakir, and Kincaid.
I'm 100% with you, and they say as much. You say because the dynamic could be flipped with Moore, and the Bills could definitely benefit from a switch. Moore has routinely average in the 80s and 90s% of snaps throughout his career. So that tells you the dude is out there for most of the game, right? For most of the snap count. So I expect the same here, Mikey. I absolutely do. Absolutely do.
And David Davis was fantastic when he was your wide receiver 3. He wasn't a wide receiver 2. When you had 2 guys and he could just be a chess piece mismatch, he was fantastic.
Yeah.
It's going to be more predictable just based on the fact that teams focus on depth and youth. You could see the Bills being the youngest team in the NFL next year. I could absolutely see that. Like there is a outside shot that the Bills do nothing with Deion Dawkins' contract, and he's gone after this season. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think he retires a Buffalo Bill, but there is a chance that happens. And we go with that young kid that we just drafted in the 4th round.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's kind of talking about that here, Mikey. It's saying by the end of the season, the team's medium to large scale investments should provide some clarity. Moore will have had a full year with Allen. They'll have their answer on Coleman, which is true. And Josh Palmer will have had 2 years too. This year, those players must prove themselves to prevent the Bills from making a big move next offseason, which I agree. Like, absolutely, with Coleman and Palmer. They're going to have to make that decision. So, I'm
with you, J-Ham, on this. I think the mistake was trying to make him a number 1. And I don't even think it's because he's really good 2 or 3. I think it's because he wasn't mentally ready for that. He wasn't matured enough to take on that type of role. The Bills did him a disservice by trying to force that into him, just like they did a disservice to Gabe Davis by trying to force him into a role that he wasn't designed for.
Correct. Yeah, I think they just got listen, and it wasn't just them. Like, come on, fans were kind of excited what they saw from Gabe Davis as well. Like they saw a breakout performance, and we're like, okay, maybe we got something here. And I think the Bills did too. And it just wasn't for him. It wasn't in the cards for him. He was a good wide receiver 3. Like that's what he's great at. That was, and I'm not even knocking him as a 2. Like I still don't think he was an awful 2. It just, I think we expected a lot more out of him after that game, and it just never really happened.
Well, I think the problem was Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott stopped paying attention to the wide receiver room.
They did.
Oh, we have Diggs and Davis. That's all we need.
They did. Yeah.
When we were best, when we had 5 guys, we had
Correct.
Diggs, Davis, Beasley, Brown, and Sanders. Like that was the best version of our offense we've ever seen.
It was great. Yeah, it was great. You had guys everywhere that could do different things.
Yeah.
I'm with you. All right, next one, Mikey. 4. What is the future of the offensive line?
That is a loaded question, brother, because it could go so many different ways. Do they re-sign Torrance? Do they let the Dawkins go? This could be the last year of this core group being together. We know Brown's long term. We know McGovern's long term. That's all we know.
That's it. And they're saying it right here. That's it. Brown and McGovern are those clear building blocks. After them, everything is in the air, and they're right. We don't know yet on left guard. We have no idea, right? Like Alec Anderson, Corbett. Like Corbett's kind of getting up there in age too, right? He's an aging player. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
but that's a good one.
It was nasty. That was at 13 seconds. We just ran into Tyreek Hill and Mahomes and Kelsey, and we couldn't figure out how to stop you guys in 13 seconds. That soft ass zone defense.
Look, they got a bonus question for you, Mikey.
Oh God,
are there any young prospects?
Got to talk about. I don't know. I didn't read all the prospects they talked about.
I don't know. So they're saying, make no mistake, I'll be back. Oh, say So I don't know. I have no idea. That's a good one. So that's a bonus question.
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
I don't know if they
talked
about Kilgore. Kilgore's a young prospect that they need to talk about because I think Chauncey's gonna be here this year, and then he'll probably be gone. Because then Kilgore will probably take over that role. I think Hancock is someone we need to talk about. Elam Moore is someone we need to talk about.
Yep.
Pride Jr. is someone we need to talk about.
He's an interesting prospect. Yep.
On the defensive line, Landon Jackson and Sanders are the big keys. Like, what are they going to look like? What does Parker bring? Does Parker push Chubb to a depth role in year 2? Like, there's so many on the defensive side that are young. On the offensive side, there's not a ton of young talent.
Bowery, I know somebody Jay Hammond just said it. He's a guy to look for too, as well.
He may be our starting left guard.
Yeah, he's
If you listen to Greg Cosell,
they're high on him.
Yeah, Greg Cosell. They said he's going to start at tackle, but he'll get some reps at guard. Greg Cosell said if he slides inside, he may win that job.
Yeah, which would be a great draft pick if that winds up happening and he winds up being that dude at that spot. You got a young guy there that locked that down. Like, dude, that's a great pick,
Corbett
especially when
and Anderson both can play center. We still have VP. We have Cushenberry. Like we're loaded on the D line, and Bowery can kick out if we need to.
Correct.
Jarek said Kilgore's the one who gets could get significant time. Reed Adams is, dude. Don't sleep on Reed Adams, who win that guard job too. That dude is an ass kicker. Like he's not a great pass blocker. If he can figure out his pass blocker, that's great. But Reed Adams is very Torrance-like. He's an ass kicker in the run game.
I think the majority of the draft picks are, Mikey, to be honest with you. Like we draft, if you notice, there's a lot of our
ass kickers. We did.
We draft and guys that could tackle that were they had like high grades on tackling, like really high grades. So like they specifically had a certain type of player that they wanted to draft. You know what I mean? So
yeah, Brownlee has to be. If he doesn't do something at guard, he's not going to tackle. You have Dion and Spencer Brown. So unless an injury happens, it's the only way you're going to see Brownlee and involved, unless he goes to guard.
I get it. I get it. Yeah.
Man, it's gonna be so much fun. I want to go to the Chiefs Bills game. It's
Buffalo,
gonna be so much fun.
Again,
this year is just gonna be fun because it's gonna be so different for Bills fans. Because of the type of guard he is. Like, listen, this is the type of guard that our old O-line coach would have drafted and probably would have made something out of. And our old O-line coach's disciple is the one that's here now.
Correct, which is at least that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Right? At least that part of it's good.
Well, we have two of them really because Gunn worked under him too for multiple years, and he stayed, which I was excited about because I thought he was really good.
Yeah,
I'm excited about it. I'm worried about our kicker, punt returner, and left guard. Okay, kicker, I'm with you on
100% on the kicker.
Punt returner will be an interesting battle because we have a lot of different type of guys. Coleman could do it. Kilgore could do it. Shakir can do it. Hardman can do it. Skylar Bell can do it. Like there's a lot of options back there. And who knows, maybe Ray takes his all-pro kick returning and turns into a punt returner.
Yeah, I just don't want Shakir back there anymore. Though he's the safe returner, right? Like they were always confident with him. He's not going to muff the ball. You know what I mean? But we need a guy that can actually has the potential of returning a one for a touchdown. Like we need that guy. Hardman with the fumble last year, shaky when he did that. Didn't like that, but we do have some guys that have potential. And Keon Coleman actually did it in college. So, and I think they actually put him back in one game this season for punt return. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah. And then when we talk about left guard, I am more confident about left guard because I know our floor is Alec Anderson / Austin Corbett. I know what those guys
Corbett's good. Corbett's not bad at all.
No, he's just injury prone. And Alec Anderson is a fantastic backup who can get you through games.
Absolutely.
He's not elite, but he's solid. Knowing that makes me feel so much better about left guard.
It's like Ryan Bates. It's like Bates. Like Bates.
Kicker, punt returner, too, I'm absolutely worried about. So I'm with you on those two. Hell yeah, I am. You have to remember, now what's happening, is the opposite. When we first started for the first 4 seasons,
it was always on the road.
We were always on the road. Now the Chiefs are always coming to Buffalo. just reverse. I bet you they don't schedule that game early this season. I bet you they wait late to make sure Mahomes is back. Because if you feel the same way when we face the Texans, we're always on the freaking road against the Texans. When do the Texans come to Buffalo? We're always on, and we play horrible in Houston.
Always,
it's our worst games.
We do not play well there.
He could be an option, but it's going to be really hard for a kick punt returner only type of guy to make this roster. He's going to have to do something else. And Brandon Beane and Joe Brady said as much.
Yeah, and they're not going to do the thing they did with what's his name last year over again. Like I think they learn. Yeah, they learned from that. And me and Mike were like, "What the fuck?" Remember when we were like, "Don't do that."
Made no sense to have him on the roster.
I think they wound up cutting him, didn't they? Later in the season, some more what a waste.
Yeah, he can return too. I just don't know how he beats out any of the other three in the room, and they said
Mhm.
he has to. You have to have some sort of value outside of just the returning.
Correct.
So I have a hard time finding a way for him onto this roster, unless Ty Johnson just lost it, and we keep a different back.
Yeah, because he had an
Bills
off year.
own
He
Chiefs
definitely had an
in the
off year.
season. Doesn't help when Chiefs have to play Buffalo every year. Yeah, I mean, we were beating you guys in KC there at the end, but yeah,
we were. But playoffs.
But here's the thing: we're pretty even now when it comes to the head to head. You guys just always tend to win in the freaking playoffs.
When it counts the most, right? When it counts the most, yeah.
But it tells you the difference about what I talked about earlier, where I thought we're Sean McDermott regular season and Sean McDermott postseason, very different coaches.
Two different coaches.
He gets very uptight and
tense.
very,
It's tense
very
stuff.
tense. And tries to make everything perfect in the postseason, and he doesn't let the guys go out and play.
Correct. Yeah.
I'm worried about guard because I think at the very least Anderson won't be a liability. Yeah.
He's not either. He's a solid player,
and I think Corbett has the leg up to get that job. Honestly,
I do too. I think Corbett winds up getting it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
So Mikey, to close this out, I guess the question of the night is: do the Bills have what it takes to win a Super Bowl in 2026?
Yes.
So Mikey's going with a solid yes.
We had it in 25. When you have 17 behind center, you have a shot.
Yeah. No, I get it. No, it's not about that though. It's not about
is more talented today than it was at the end of 25.
It is. See, so my thinking is I was always optimistic after 2021. I had that my mindset was, man, we can win a Super Bowl this year. Like I was pretty confident because after 2020, we were like right there, right? Like I felt like we were only getting better. But after 2021, and from there, it was all about being optimistic. I know we're a playoff team; anything can happen, but that's optimism, right? That's hey, we have Josh Allen, but now, like I feel confident, that we're heading in a different direction. So I feel like this, yes, that we do have enough. I am confident in the roster, and I like what we're doing with the coaching staff. So with that being said, I do think we have enough to win a Super Bowl.
Our offense is better now than it was last year. I'm not sure our defense could be much worse than it was last year.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think our floor of our defense is the best we saw it last year. So I'm excited about what this can bring.
Yeah.
And G-Pick said no, we were not good enough. Does Casey even make the playoffs this year? Yes, Casey makes the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I do too.
The death of the Chief is exaggerately overblown. Like they had a bad year last year. Like everything that went right the year before when they won the 15 games went against them last year.
Right. And dude, for as bad as they were playing Mikey, I remember me and Mikey going, we still don't think we're out. They're out just yet.
No,
like,
until they were like officially
yeah,
eliminated.
Yeah.
And once Mahomes got hers, when I knew they were.
Is when I said, okay, that's a wrap, right? But even like I said, lose the game. I'm like, bro, like
all they have to do is get
I'm not going there.
Mahomes had never not been to the AFC Championship game, so
right. I'm like, I am not going there, man.
Best chance was last year. I disagree. I think the best chance was the 13 seconds year.
2021 was it? Yeah, 100%.
Mahomes snatched our souls.
Yeah, he did. That was the opportunity right there that we blew. Like that's the reality of it,
man. And edge rush improves, and the depth of the secondary is held together. The playoffs, then we'll get there. Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm excited for this, whatever this brings. I'm excited for the ride to at least get to a Super Bowl.
Yep.
From the heart, love Bills fans.
Oh, nice guy.
Yeah. Casey doesn't make the playoffs this year. Don't make the playoff. Don't the playoffs start in January? Touche.
Real slick, man. Real
slick,
man. You are.
You jackass.
All right, Mikey. We've been on here 2 hours, 15 minutes.
I'm gonna go eat some food.
Yeah. We're done, man. It was a great time with you guys.
Thank you all. It was a blast.
Yeah, dude. We appreciate all of y'all that was rocking with us tonight, and I will be live again on Friday at 8:00. Friday Night Lights. We appreciate each and every one of you guys for for always showing out, man. You guys are the one that steers the ship, to be honest with you. Without you, none of this is possible.
Yeah.
So
I want to hit
you.
this one
go ahead.
last
Yeah,
comment.
Yep.
I don't think we get smacked by Seattle in the Super Bowl. I don't. Our offense was so much better than
I'm with you.
Than
Yep.
theirs. Like
Yep.
I really don't think we get smacked like that in the Super Bowl.
I don't either. I think we lose.
Do we lose?
If that's
Maybe.
fair. Yeah.
Do we lose? Maybe.
I think we do.
But
yeah, I think we do.
I don't think we get smacked.
You know why I think we lose? Because our defense was not the Patriots defense.
Yeah,
and
but their offense wasn't what made
I get it.
Great.
But I get that, but they would have had more points up earlier on.
You put Josh Allen head to head against Sam Darnold. I'm taking Josh Allen.
I get that. I'm with that. I think we lose that, but I think we make it interesting. I think we make it more interesting than New England.
I really do.
Yeah.
You get there.
I'm with you. I mean, you never know. Yeah.
You know.
I mean, sometimes style too. I mean,
Styles makes fights. And
So it would have been possible, but woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yep.
It didn't happen that way.
Yep.
So
almost only counts on hand grenades and horseshoes.
That's right.
Bills, Chiefs, Broncos, Ravens, Bengals, Chargers, Texans will make the playoffs.
I'm not so sure about the Bengals because they're always up and down.
They redid that.
I get it, but there's such an and that's the big question mark.
Dangerous.
But here's my problem with the Bengals. And you're right, but here's the problem. For as great as their offense is, though, they start slow out the gate. Even their offense, Mikey. Right? Go back to every season. They are like just in a funk to begin. They don't get clicking until week 5, like halfway through, and then their offense starts to which is the oddest shit in the world. Like you would think that offense would get out. They just never good out the gate. So that's why I'm always like.
But they did last year. They
Bengals.
got out good, and then
they didn't. They won the one, and then they lost a couple games after that
because he got hurt.
Still, I mean,
what he does, he gets hurt.
Yeah, I don't have faith in their coach.
Joe. It all depends on Joe. If he can stay healthy,
and their coach
they got a shot. Yeah,
and their coach.
That defense up front, it's really going to come down.
They
to
did improve.
Secondary.
They did improve.
Secondary can do because that front got nasty.
They did improve a lot. I'm with you, 100%.
Sexy, woo.
Sexy Dexy.
Sexy Dexy, woo. No, I don't want to put K9 on the Bills. I'm not a K9 fan. Talk about a guy who's always hurt. That guy was always hurt in Seattle. He had a magical run at the end of last year and got himself some big bag.
Yeah.
I hope for you, for Chiefs fans that he stays healthy. Good thing you guys have a lot of good backups because I just don't see it in the guy.
Bang. All right. Well, all right, Mikey, we're going to get out of here.
Yep.
Bills Mafia, we love you. And as always, go Bills. We're out of here.
Go Bills.
Peace. Go Bills. That's right. That's right.